Just hit it. We're going.
I want Steve on the record. What were you about to say, Steve? You are the main.
You are the main fill in the blank with what you need for your emotional stability today. Whatever you need to stroke your ego right now, Justin, you just fill in the blank with that. I will affirm.
Was it Nathan Smith that used to tell you, like, he would be like, he would say it before a service, like, I read in a study the other day that you need 10 hugs to be emotionally stable.
Chaos.
So I do that every year at Backyard Bible Club before we sing the guacamole song.
Yes.
When we talk about the love of Jesus, I say last night I was reading a study and I saw where you need 11 and a half hugs a day to be emotionally stable. And then the next day on Tuesday I'll come back and say, guys, I need to update you.
It's an update.
Would you believe it? That now you need 13.4. And I just like change the number every day.
I love that.
It's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun.
Shout out to Nathan Smith.
You know what my favorite memory of that is?
What's that?
You remember that short stint that I was on crutches in middle school? Remember this? I've not thought about this story in so long. He preached on a Wednesday night when I was on crutches. And he saw me in the middle of his like prayer thing, or his hug thing. And he said, listen, guys, I see a kid on crutches. The kid needs extra hugs. If you hug him, he said, if you hug him, that counts as 2 hugs for you. And I'm on crutches. I get swarmed with people. And, it was pretty funny.
That pretty much set his physical therapy back.
It was great.
4 months.
It was great. Speaking of 4 months.
What? It's been
a minute, y'all.
Guys, how many minutes? How many months has it been?
4 months.
Let me, how long y'all think it's been?
It's been
I think we did one in May.
Did we do one in May?
I think we just took June and July off.
Well, it's been a little crazy, bro.
So
I think
Justin's
this is July.
Well, now I'm just curious.
We may have not done one in May.
Holy cow, boys! We did one April 10th.
That was the
we
last
didn't
one.
do one in May.
That was the last one.
It's been that long.
Hey,
April 10th.
Since your birthday. It's been since your birthday.
Dude, a lot has changed since April 10th.
That's right.
We didn't do May. We didn't do June. And now we're doing the end of July.
I think we took May off because we were trying to get ready for camp.
Yeah, I love the emphasis on trying there. Did we? In
Valiant
hindsight,
effort.
In hindsight, did we succeed?
Yes, we did. Camp was great.
We attempted.
I really have missed doing this. I really have.
I did too.
Have you missed doing this actually, Brad? Like legitimately?
Come on, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Why?
Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
It's good fun.
You know?
It gets us with the boys.
I was telling someone it is a good mix up. Just the different thing in the rhythm of the month.
Yeah.
And it helps me think. It really does.
Really?
I think it does.
You need
fires
help with that.
I need all the help I get, man.
Makes your neurons fire in the right direction.
Gets the thoughts firing, you know. So wait, I do want to we can jump straight into it. I was gonna say about I was gonna give the 2 disclaimers. What's the do you even remember? It's been so long. We need to give the people.
I didn't know there was 2. I know one is that we don't look at the questions. But like we look at them, but we don't look into them. Let's say that.
Well,
yeah.
And when we say that, Justin looks at them, but he doesn't process them. I don't look at them.
Well, Brad, how many do you have today?
Well, I got 3. Well, I shouldn't.
Oh, you got 3 too?
4 or 5.
I got 3
maybe.
right now.
Oh wow, guys, we're looking good. Yes, we don't think about them beforehand.
No, we try not to do that.
Yeah, it's really hard not to. 5. And then there's no time limit. Today,
that was the other disclaimer. Is there's no time limit?
Yeah, we just answer them. We just go.
There's no clocks in this room for those of you who have not been.
There
in this
legitimately is not a clock.
Except
no
for
clocks.
Except for I do have it on stopwatch, so I can timestamp stuff.
And I have a watch on, but we don't pay attention.
I did have someone request. I'm gonna try to do this. So Tim, actually, this is a great job for you, producer Tim, as you're thinking. If we quote a book or reference a book, or if someone said, "Can you please link the stuff?"
Don't overbear Tim
in the
right
show
now,
notes.
Dude. Tim woke up an hour
and I was like,
ago.
"Sure."
Don't give him too much.
So
right now.
with a pen, Tim, if we talk about a book,
gosh,
just write it down.
There's paper behind you. There's printer paper.
Just say they were talking about such and such a book
Whole
by
pack.
an author.
And I appreciate them wanting to know.
I got a random screwdriver over here.
I think it's cool. Hey, we need to fix some stuff. Besides the Stormtrooper, is that a
That's from camp. Didn't y'all do it too?
That is. We did a different one though.
Yeah, y'all had a red one.
That was a great illustration.
We
had
Ronnie
Kylo
did a
Ren.
great job.
We had Kylo Ren. That was what we had.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty
Ronnie
sick.
did a good job, man.
It was a good illustration, man. It really was.
Preacher, Ronnie, and Alvin, they were fantastic.
Shout out to Ronald.
Yeah, Ronald.
Dude,
our morning sessions were so good. Except them 3 were great. The other 3 we had.
Brad was terrible.
Brad, led by Brad.
No, I'm glad I have at least some I don't know if contentment's the right word or self-confidence, because when we were at our camp recap night was the week after camp, and kids can come up. This is a good tangent real quick. Do open mic nights, probably not for you as much, or maybe, do you open the mic? The night of the chair of wisdom, do you get a little freaked out at like, okay, this 8th grader's coming up that could say anything?
Absolutely. That's why they only have 1 minute.
That's a good call.
To screw the world up.
I like it.
Or make it awesome.
Open mics freak me out.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Max, 60
I
seconds.
can stop you, and I have the freedom to shut you down after 3.
Open mics freak me out.
Okay, I like that.
And so, but
3 seconds.
we open the mic. We open the mic for camp recap night.
Yes.
And it's scary. It's scary. But what's cool about it is every year, and this year's no different, like students get up that I would never expect them to share, and they get up and share. It's super cool. But kind of a running bit this year was probably the sermons that got shouted out the most was Brad's sermons. And it's so much so that like 3 or 4 times in, a couple of students like said, "Yeah, I was in one of the morning sessions," and they looked and they're like, "Sorry, Justin." I was like, "It's okay. I thought it was good too. I
love it.
I was like, I'd have preached better if all I had to do was run in and just preach, and then I could leave. You know what I'm saying?
It's nice, dude.
There
it's nice.
Let's not act like it's
when
not
I do camp, I do it right. You know what I mean?
Let's act like it's not a thing.
Get in, get out, and get on my way.
So this is the question I was gonna get to, because we were already kind of talking about it. What was someone asked, and I appreciate them asking us, because this person.
This is a question. This is the first question.
Yeah, this
today.
person shows me that they don't just want information from us; they care about us as individuals.
Come on,
man!
And I respect that, and I appreciate that.
Sweet.
They said, "What was your favorite moment or experience so far this summer?" I love this so far because it's not quite done.
Wow, where do we begin? Where do we begin?
At the beginning.
Where do we begin?
When we get to the end.
Great summer.
It really was.
It's just been so nice.
Do you have like a favorite? I
got several.
Okay, well then go. Tell us some.
Man, dude, we've been traveling. We went to San Francisco. Shout out to the weather in San Francisco.
You went to the left coast? Nice.
Yeah, man, I did. The weather is absolutely sensational. Like right now, last night, Sunday Night Baseball was in San Francisco. There was people wearing like puffer jackets.
That's insane.
Here it's 109 degrees with the heat index. There it's 65.
Wow.
58 in the evening.
I mean, a puffer jacket would melt to your flesh right now.
Yeah, but there it's like what you need. That was incredible.
That's cool.
I caught a humongous catfish, not in San Francisco, down in South Carolina, Lake Watery. Caught a monster. I got proof too. It's on my phone. It's an absolute beast.
Did you throw it back, or are you eating it?
We threw it back.
How much you weigh?
I didn't weigh him. I mean, dude was a tank. I'll show you. And then we went to Jekyll Island, Georgia recently. So it's been great. Hot down there. Tell you that. Hotter than here down there.
I believe that.
Not hotter than hell though, from what I hear.
From what I hear too. From what I read.
Look at this, dude. Look at this monster, dude.
That thing's huge.
That's pretty big.
That's probably 15 pounds at least. That's probably 10.
Can we get it on the camera?
Can you get it on the camera?
Just get up there close. No.
Oh, dude, they're not gonna be able to get that.
That's okay.
She was a beast, dude. She's like as broad as I was almost. I'm not that big, but you know.
You're not very broad, though.
Yeah, I'm not very broad, but I'm still was awesome.
You're kind of on the slight broad. In the slight. Let's major on the slight.
That's right.
Steve, what was your favorite moments, experiences?
Ministry-wise, camp was great. We had a good camp. Good opportunity there. Family-wise, Tracy and I had Grandy and Papa's summer camp this past weekend with Roaring.
Yeah.
You call it summer camp.
We did.
What do you guys do?
Steve made T-shirts. Can I share that?
That's cool.
Okay?
I didn't make T-shirts. Tracy
That's
did.
amazing.
She did a great job.
That's fun.
And so we had T-shirts.
Just y'all two, or did you give Roaring a T-shirt too?
Roaring had a T-shirt.
Okay, good.
We took
cool.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, he's a participant. He can't not get a shirt.
And so we did beach time. We did sand time. We did all kinds of stuff.
That's awesome.
When finger painting, we did pool time. We did all kinds of stuff. Just straight up summer camp. He is wonderful. He's so smart.
That's awesome.
And we had a blast. And then we gave him back to Vassar and McKenzie, and we cried on the way home.
Yep.
Oh, I love it.
He's so wonderful. So that was special. That was just this past weekend. So
that's awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah. That's awesome.
How about you, Justin?
That was a good summer, man. It was good. Ministry Rise Camp was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I don't know if I've publicly shared this on a public platform. I know a lot of people know. I was sick at camp, man. I'll tell you about it.
And you kept it a secret, too.
I didn't tell anybody. Yeah. And it was, I was sick like the second half of camp. Like Wednesday afternoon I got sick. And just wasn't feeling good at all. So it was one of those weird ones where it was like, on one hand, it was amazing. It was awesome. but also it's probably the camp that I've just enjoyed the least out of literally anyone I've done here. Which really sucks.
No offense to you students that attended.
Well,
it
was none of their
this year.
Hey, it was none of their fault.
It's totally because of the
every freshman was just devastated.
Hey, it was not their fault.
Everyone's like, thanks.
Yeah, it was.
We're known for being that camp.
Yeah,
it was not.
We will live forever in infamy.
Listen, it would have been different if we had like a ton of rule break. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was none of that.
Yeah,
I mean, our students were great. They were awesome. Leaders were amazing. It was awesome. I did not feel good, man.
Yeah, when you don't feel good, man, it puts a damper on camp.
It was so fun. I know. I told you this.
You just have to work hard to act like you're not sick. That's harder work than most people realize.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny because I know I told you this, but I texted our leaders the morning of, and I said, hey, the Friday we were leaving, and I texted them and I said, hey, I was like, just a reminder, when you signed up to be a leader this year, there was fine print at the bottom that said you're coming 2026 too. I made like that joke or whatever, and immediately our leaders start texting back like, oh yeah, we can't wait. Like yeah, let's go. And in my head I'm thinking, I'm like, we definitely did not just experience the same week because I'm like, I'm ready to be home. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I just
tapped out.
Yeah. So, but camp, it was awesome, man. But even more, I think this is a cool thing, and I don't say this like jokingly for real. I think even more than camp, the thing that's been cool this summer is when we started student nights back in July, right? Dude, our students just bringing friends, man, and showing up in the middle of July. We had 4 students publicly respond to the gospel last Wednesday night, and it was cool. Shout out to Haley and Sarah and Reagan. There was 21 students there this past week, 21 friends that are like a ripple effect of them inviting their friends.
That's awesome.
And now some of those 21 have been coming for like a couple weeks and stuff, whatever. But there were 21 people there that started with those 3, and that's amazing. So that was cool. Family wise, man, it's been really, really good, man. I feel a little bad for saying like not one moment has like stuck out as like family. It's just been good. So we went to the beach in May, which that was amazing. I guess that is since we recorded this.
That's true.
I'll count that.
We did April 10th.
That was amazing. That was
Timmy's birthday.
That week was so much fun. It was such a blessing. It was so much fun. And then personal, I beat Brad on the golf course.
He did.
Stop it.
That was great.
When did this happen?
I'm sorry I had to bring it up. I really wasn't going to bring it up, but it did.
I bring out the best in Justin on the golf
course. He does.
I really do.
And I appreciate that.
I thought about that earlier, and I was like, I think he really wants to beat me.
I do, man.
Because his 2 best rounds out of his last 5 or 4 were with me. You. And so I think it is. I think he wants to beat me.
Which is a compliment to you.
It's a huge compliment.
Yeah. It's a compliment to you.
That's great.
Yeah. And it should excite you. It should make you feel confident that I get excited when I beat you because I know my place.
Yeah. Well, as long
as you know it.
As long as you know it.
But the last time we played those, I beat him first time. Last time we tied. Yeah. And he had a longer birdie putt than me on 18, and he missed it. And if I would have made it, then I'd have beat him by 1. I wanted to make that thing so bad. I had that.
He really did.
I had the celebration in my mind.
I really do.
I had the fist pump ready. I had the point ready at him. I had it all.
Yeah.
And then he missed.
And then I missed it.
Pride comes before the fall.
I mean, I didn't fall because a fall would have been like blow it 6 feet by the hole.
Well, we haven't played again since, so. Just know that it might be coming your way.
I love it. All right, well, man, let's do it.
That was question number 1. That was good.
That was good. I appreciate someone asking.
Good job.
Thank you for caring about us.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Let me see. Let's do this one. This is cool. Right. And y'all feel free to sprinkle whenever you want to jump in. Like your questions.
Come on.
Someone said the best.
Serious question?
Yeah, kinda. It's we're wading into the water. We haven't done it in a month, man. We're wading into the waters.
Okay.
Wading into the waters. The best sermon you have ever heard, or your favorite preacher to bring a sermon.
Man, this is terrible because I'm terrible at this. Good question, though.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Let's start first with favorite preacher to bring a sermon because I feel like that's easier. Is that fair?
Favorite preacher to bring a sermon.
I love that I said to bring it. Like, man, that dude, he brought the word.
Okay, I'll do it. H.B. Charles.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and there's probably I just remember something was going on in my brain and spirit when he was preaching one time at Real Evangelism years ago.
Yeah,
that I literally was standing up.
Yeah,
in the sermon, but it was just sheer
elation
because my spirit could not allow me to stay in the seat.
Yeah,
it wasn't a.
I've only done that like twice.
It was like I know where this is going, and it's good, and it was just but it was just so good because it was so true, and the truth was so awesome, and your emotion couldn't just sit there and go, bless God. I was like, this, how,
Yeah.
H.B. Charles.
I like it. Who you got?
Yeah, to bring a word, I honestly don't know.
Who's your favorite preacher to bring a sermon? You don't have a favorite preacher like to listen to?
No, I don't. I mean, we've done this before. I don't listen to preaching like that.
But you have to have a favorite preacher, right?
I mean, I've named people, but like I don't.
Is it John MacArthur and he's in heaven right now?
Yeah, for real.
Well, we hope he's there.
Let's pay homage.
A lot of people think he was wrong about a lot of stuff.
He would laugh at that as well.
He probably would.
We'll find out.
He probably would laugh at that. Yeah.
Well, I hear there's no laughing in the other place. So.
That is terrible.
I hope he's not. Of course he's there.
We're only 15 minutes in and we're already making people mad, dude.
Of course he's there, dude. If he's not, then I'm not. I won't be there for sure, dude. If there's somebody that was guaranteed to be there,
none of us deserve to be there, but holy cow.
I do.
I did love how a lot of the, I'm not on social media near as much as I used to be, but I loved how I hopped back on when he passed away just to see like different homages people were paying to him and stuff. And a lot of his like thug life moments were going viral.
Those are funny.
They were really funny. They were really funny.
Those are funny. Favorite sermon ever?
That's a hard one.
That's so hard.
That's a hard one.
Memorable sermons? I really.
While you're thinking out, I still love, man, and I have like ever since like I started feeling called to preach. I love listening to Matt Chandler preach. Like I love listening to Matt Chandler preach. I think he was like what inspired me of, and I think I can say that honestly. Like I think he inspired me of like expositional, like Bible rich preaching that was not boring and even you know what I'm saying? Like he just did it, and I just loved that, and I think he still does that. I tell you a little. I would not recommend this person. You probably know where I'm going with this. I wouldn't recommend this person to watch or listen to now. I just think he's drifted theologically in some areas, and that's another conversation. But if you go back and Google Charlie Dates, when Charlie preached, he preached a sermon. This might be one of the most memorable I've seen on YouTube. He preached a sermon on Colossians 1:15-20 years ago at Southern Seminary, and it is so good. Like it's, oh man, I loved that. I loved listening to him preach, man. Like I loved it.
I've never heard of that guy.
Charlie Dates. He's at Progressive Baptist Church in Chicago. And we don't have to go down the rabbit trail now, but he's shifted a lot on some things. But man, back in the day, like holy cow, dude, he was so good. Yeah. He was one of the only guys that I've ever seen him walk off the stage. He preached with a handheld at Anderson University back when I was there. Again, this was 10 years ago at this point. Wow, I'm old. There's 10 years, and he's preaching on prayer. And he gets off on this run at the end. He's like Abraham prayed and God gave him Isaac. Hannah prayed and God gave, and he's going through all these different and it's just people like you're doing the whole standing up. He said and then he got at the end. He's like, and in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus prayed. So what you gonna do? Puts his mic down, walks off stage.
Wow!
Boom!
Just I've never seen like literally a mic drop.
Wow!
But it just like stirred in your heart to just pray, and he's like, and he's just like all these examples of prayer. He's like, what you gonna do?
Wow! Wait, why not?
Let it linger.
Why not?
My favorite sermon, I don't know, favorite, probably most memorable. This is still on our website when Ralph West preached on the Potter's Wheel. Dude,
go back and listen.
This joy,
Tim, are you jotting this down?
This joy that
Ralph
I have.
West.
The world couldn't give it, so the world can't take
it away.
That was good, man. That was good.
Ralph West.
Ralph West.
Yeah, so that's what I would. I'd say a couple of those.
Yeah.
Anyone pop in your mind?
No. I mean, people pop in my mind that like I would
top one out.
Alistair Begg. I like listening to Begg sometimes. I like listen to.
I just like his sermon.
Like JD. JD's good to listen to. Matt Chandler's good to listen to. Vody Balkum's good to listen to.
Vody's great.
Man,
JD Greer is a sermon that I make every student that feels called to ministry that I know listen to.
Okay.
He preaches a sermon on Samson, and it's so good. It's really good about. And I remember there's a line that gets me every time. Every time he says it, because I always listen back to it when I make other students watch. Just a good reminder for me. Did I make you watch that, Tim, when you were in high school? If you don't remember it, it's okay. Maybe I didn't.
Apparently, it wasn't that impactful.
I don't know if I made him watch or not. But it's but he says the greatest threat to your ministry looks back at you in the mirror every single day. And he talks about how Samson, like 4 times in the book of Judges, Samson is filled with the Spirit of God to do an amazing thing. And Samson was not walking with the Lord the way he needed to be walking. And he's like, just because there is like physical fruit and God's blessing that doesn't mean that you're walking with Jesus. And it's good. I mean, it's just really humbling. Like it's a really, so it's intense. That's a memorable sermon. I like those.
Good answers, gentlemen.
That's a good question.
Great answers.
So we'll stay on the Bible. Favorite Christophany moment in the Bible, besides the Gospels, they said. Brad, tell the people, what's a Christophany?
I mean, dude, I don't think I've heard that word used
since seminary.
It's a big one.
Well, like, I don't know. I know what it is, but I don't know if that, like types and such.
I think like so. I'll just start talking again. These are always great examples where we haven't thought about these beforehand. I haven't looked into it. I would say, and y'all correct me or feel free to adjust this explanation. I feel like types of Jesus would be like when Moses strikes the rock, right? I would say the rock is not a Christophany, right?
No.
But the fourth man in the fire, that would be a Christophany.
Yep. Christophany is an appearance or a non-physical manifestation of Jesus.
Right.
Yeah. So what it says non-physical? It says that.
It says appearance or non-physical manifestation. This is just Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's a visible appearance of God.
I have a favorite. What y'all think? And it's my favorite right now. It's because it just first came to my mind. I love in Joshua chapter 5.
Yep, I was gonna say when
Joshua chapter 5 is can we pull that up, producer Tim? Can we pull it up?
All right, let me get it for you.
People see it, Tim.
I'll call Tim PT. Producer Tim.
Tim can't produce that. I'm the one that has to produce that. He's the one that pops it up there. Go for it.
Oh,
what is it?
Okay.
Joshua what?
Joshua 5. Steve, while you read that, I'm gonna try to find another passage.
Joshua chapter 5 what?
13 through 15.
Here we go.
And read it slow because I'm going to try to find another passage.
Right. You ready? You got it up there, Tim? And when Joshua was by Jericho, he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, a man was standing before him with his drawn sword in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said to him, "Are you with us or for our adversaries?"
That's a sick question.
And he said, "No."
No.
That was the answer to the question.
So freaking good, man.
And he's probably like,
so
"No
good.
to which one, please?" No, but I am the commander of the armies of the Lord. Now I have come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshipped and said to him, "What does my Lord say to his servant?" And the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, "Take off your sandals from your feet." Sounds familiar. "For the place where you are standing is holy." And Joshua did so.
It's so. Whose side you on? Nah, bro.
It's like, are you on our side or their side? The answer is no.
Here's what I love. So this is what can I point out a few? Can I preach, Brad?
Come on.
Yeah, well, you're going to.
That's right.
Here's what I love. You would totally expect if like before this moment you would expect like, hey, an angel or the commander of the army of the Lord is going to show up. Who you think side's he on? You would totally expect him to say Israel's side.
Of course.
You'd expect him to be dressed like an Israelite, all this stuff. And apparently Joshua sees this dude, and he's not marked as an Israelite or a Canaanite. He's just an officer, the commander of the army of the Lord. So I love that. I think that's awesome. Here's what I love. When Joshua fell on his face, there is, and I did preach from Joshua when we walked through Joshua. There's a verse, I remember seeing this, and I thought this was amazing. Exodus, I'll just read this one. Exodus 23, verse 20. This is God speaking to Moses. He said, "Behold, I send an angel before you to guard you on the way and to bring you to the place that I have prepared." Talking about the promised land. "Pay careful attention to him and obey his voice. Do not rebel against him, for he will not pardon your transgression, for my name is in him. But if you carefully obey his voice, I will say, then I will be an enemy to your enemies and an adversary to adversary. When my angel goes before you, brings you to the Amorites, Hittites, all this stuff, blot them out, you should bow down." So God is basically telling Moses, like, hey, I'm going to send my angel before you. My name is in him, right? Which I think this is who this is in Joshua 5. I think it's Jesus. And so what's so cool is almost, I remember I said this night, I think this is happening here, is I think on one hand, Joshua is like terrified. He's bowing, he's worshiping. But I think he's so grateful because Jericho's chapter 6, right?
That's right.
And I think there's almost like I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, that's right.
Because
in other words,
Moses,
I've heard of you.
Yeah,
I've heard of you.
Yes.
I've heard of this day.
Yeah, is that not sick? Like I think there's something to that. It's like Moses, clearly Joshua would have known Exodus 23, like what God promised Moses there, and I think there's something to like this fear, this reverence, but. Man, I'm so
well, let's preach
this,
here,
which is
because
awesome,
basically
dude.
I never thought of that. But Josh was basically going, I knew of this day when you would come, and yet that's a foreshadowing of when Jesus comes.
Yeah.
I heard of this day.
Yeah.
Do whatever you say.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Which is sick. And it's just there's so many things you go get there of like,
that's good.
man, so often we want to be like, oh, whose side is Jesus on in this battle? And it's like, Jesus is on his own side.
That's right.
The question is not whose side is he on. Are you on his? That's
yeah.
it. And I love that. That's one of my favorites.
I love it. Drawn sword. The whole sword.
Oh, he's ready to roll.
He's ready to roll. It's like, we're on, man. We're going to do some work.
Yeah. And then you look at how he's doing this in Joshua 5, but then like you read Revelation 19, he comes in a white horse. I mean, like it's like.
It's kind of like he's the same person.
Same guy.
Yeah. I mean, I love passages like that. We saw it in John. We saw it in Mark when Jesus flips tables and other stuff. It's like, I think too often we just have a too cuddly version of Jesus.
Right. We do.
You know?
Jesus is a two-way advocate.
It's like the same man who said, let the little children come to me is also the same one that, rides on a white horse and throws down. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Brad, favorite Christophany.
Same guy.
We'll let you think way too long.
No, dude, I mean, nothing like jumps off the top of my head. I do like, the another in the fire. I think that's awesome.
Was another.
But no, I mean, I'm not, there's no, I mean, it's all cool to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It really is cool to see just the little traces, you know?
Of him showing up, and people go, that can't be him. That can't, like, I think it was.
Yeah, if not him, then who?
If not
you know
him,
what I mean?
who?
That's yeah.
One of my favorite things about seeing Jesus in the Old Testament that I've just recently started doing better of is, we're going through John right now, and I can't wait to get back in John. We'll be in John chapter 8 when we start back. But, famous prologue of John, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. It's cool, and I never thought about it, and I should have. It's one of those things, like, and I'm sure you still have these too, even though you're older than us, like, it was like someone points something out, and it's like, dude, how did I not see that before? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I remember reading something, and it was like so many times in the Bible, in the Old Testament specifically, when it talks about the word of the Lord coming to someone, it speaks of the word as a person.
Yep.
And I never noticed that until, I know that's not technically Christophany, but like, I think that's one of my favorite things I've started to see more. Like I'm preaching on 1 Kings 19 this Wednesday, and it's just the word of the Lord comes to Elijah. And it's like, it's like giving the word like personhood, which John 1 would say like, yeah, it is. And I just think that's wild to me. That's I don't know. It's really cool. It's really cool. Speaking of the word,
let's go.
Yes, sir.
This is a good one.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go to one of y'all's next.
Segue.
In Matthew 27.
Matthew chapter 20, verse 7.
No. Matthew 27.
Yeah. Matthew 27. This is actually gonna be a good conversation. I'm excited about
What
this.
verse?
52 and 53.
Hold up.
Matthew 27 got long-winded. Go ahead.
Yeah.
57.
This is one of the, if no one's ever heard this passage, this is one of the most. This is one of the oddest passages. Oh, that's a sick camera view. I like that. Mm-hmm. Look at us, man. We've come a long way, boys, since the car. It said in Matthew 27, the holy people raised to life. I'm gonna read it the way.
Verse 53.
Yes, 52 and 53. The holy people raised to life after Jesus' resurrection. Can you explain this more? ? We're confused. LOL. Are these physical bodies that are walking around and then their spirits go up? And then they said this. I love this. Ready? We'll be listening for answers. ... LOL. That made me laugh.
Which means the answers are going to be hilarious, but have fun answering.
I just laughed at there's an Office episode when Kelly Kapoor is analyzing a text message. And she's like, 1 dot means you're serious. 2 dot is a typo. 3 dots means to be continued. 4 or 5 dots is I'm about to blow your mind. Or this is it's like we're waiting for answers.
So let's do this, guys. This is a good one.
Apparently, you know what's amazing? Talk about the reach of the podcast. Shout out to this person asking because I know she knows who she is. She texted me yesterday because they were in a Bible study, and this came up. And apparently she saw or remembered or heard that we were recording a podcast today.
I'm all right.
So this is not a student. This is like an adult Bible study group.
The random
and apparently they're all going to listen in, which is amazing.
Here we go.
So be careful what you say, Brad.
Or not. Just have fun.
Probably not going to say much, you know.
Have fun because it's
just
weird.
let the text talk.
Yeah, someone. So let's read it because this is a weird scripture.
So let's start at the beginning of this.
Is that
49,
okay to say?
49, and the other said, no. Go ahead.
This is Jesus dying.
Yes.
Right?
What happened in verse 51?
Jesus dies. Verse 50, he cries out again with a loud voice. He yields up his spirit. Behold, verse 51, the curtain of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. The earth shook and the rocks were split. Tombs also were opened, and many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised. And coming out of the tombs after his resurrection, they went into the holy city and appeared to many. So what's the question?
I think the question...
Did it happen? Yes.
Yeah, well, it said the holy people raised to life after Jesus' resurrection. Can you explain this more? We're confused. Are these physical bodies?
Yeah, it's going to be physical bodies.
And their spirits go up.
Key physical body is appeared to many.
Because what's happening is we have to ask ourselves, why do we have a problem with them being physical bodies walking through and people seeing them?
Yeah.
Because there's a legitimate concern. It's like, whoa, is that can that happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
What happens in New Orleans? You know what I mean? If it floods, right? So I don't know why we're surprised that this happens.
Funny.
Right?
So you don't think they were alive? You think they were just
No, they were alive, dude. It says that they went. Dead people don't went nowhere.
Exactly, but you just said New Orleans.
I was being sarcastic.
Yeah.
But
that skeletons.
He was being funny and it wasn't funny.
Yeah,
he's trying to be funny and it wasn't.
Yeah, dead people don't go nowhere.
Yeah, them dry bones are staying dry.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
So I think it happened. I think we all say it happened.
Yeah.
Right. I think where, I'll play devil's advocate a little bit.
Are we going to go figurative here all of a sudden? Careful.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was figurative.
Allegorical,
I think bodies of saints who had fallen asleep. Where to say dead people came back to life. Yes, I think to play devil's advocate. One, well, let's see. I mean, y'all know my heart and love for the scriptures. Like one, I think it is weird. It's weird. It's not weird. It's probably not the right word. I think it's interesting that this is incredible.
Yes.
Right? I mean, let's just call for what it is. Like, this is incredible. I mean, because other than this, you have the resurrection of Lazarus, the resurrection of the 12-year-old girl. I think 12-year-old girl or boy. Like you don't have a ton of resurrections happening in the Gospels, right? That's why Lazarus was such a big deal, and they wanted to kill Jesus because of it. Right. So this is not it wasn't like Jesus walked past every cemetery and said, "Get up," and a bunch of people started walking around. And I think it's phenomenal. It's amazing. Yes. I think it is interesting, and I will say this: it is interesting to me that Mark doesn't record this, Luke doesn't record this, or John doesn't record this.
That's right.
And that, to me, like that is legitimately interesting.
And so then the context of who Matthew was written to, there's something that the Jewish readers would have said, wait a minute, that is happening. This reminds me of something.
Right.
Yeah, or and this where I think it is. Tell me, okay, if I start venturing into too much hypothetical land, then pull me back.
Well, you're venturing already, bud.
Not really. I'm just saying it. I point out a fact
that
away. I mean, it's just the fact Mark and Luke and John don't record it, which I just think is interesting. But it doesn't say so. Lazarus, we know Lazarus kept on living, right? We know he did because there's a passage where Lazarus is sitting beside Jesus' table, and people wanted to come see Lazarus. We don't have any follow up here as to whether did these people stay alive. Was it like they were raised and then I don't even know what that would look like. I'm just saying it's just interesting that like literally we have this moment of 2 verses and then. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Acts doesn't mention it. Peter doesn't mention it. Like it isn't. I just say all that to say like, it to me it is like I don't like using the word weird, like peculiar and it's a fascinating passage of like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah. And it's okay.
And I'm not casting doubt. I think it happened.
And it's okay to go. Wait, none of the other gospels say this.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
That doesn't mean it didn't happen. But evidently. Since this happened, it was pretty magnificent in the area because when the centurion and those who were with him keeping watch over Jesus saw the earthquake and what took place,
right?
They were filled with
awe. The point of them is not what happened to these people after. That's not the point. The point is this was proof that Jesus was the Son of God. That's what it's all about. Because you see verse 54, the result of what took place is that those who were there witnessed. They were filled with awe. and they said, truly, this was the Son of God.
Right.
Like that's, you know what I mean? That's the purpose.
Do you think the centurion there is seeing these resurrected people? I think I
possibly.
Think maybe.
I think the whole what took place part is the, yeah.
I just wonder if that was just he's seeing what's taking place on the cross. You know what I'm saying?
But the speculation of what happened to these saints after that day or after that event, that's a good question.
It's just curious.
But obviously it doesn't really.
That's one of those non-profitable questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because ultimately what you tend to do is you tend to go, and this is the part that most people are afraid to ask. Some people are like, did this really happen?
Yeah.
That's the question that everybody's trying to get at with all the other questions.
Yeah.
This is spectacular.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen. This is not normal. And then they go, is it, did everybody see what happened afterwards?
Well,
whoa.
This is, go ahead.
Did this happen?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is yes. Do we fully understand what it was? Absolutely not. But we do understand that from it, people understood that this is the Son of Jesus.
Exactly.
Is the Son of God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's it. That's it. This because it's one of those. My man Alistair Begg would say this is where Sister Sue in the Bible study would be told to go brew another pot of coffee, and then we sit and talk for another hour about something that accomplishes nothing.
That's
awesome.
And so yeah, it's like no, it happened.
Right.
What happened to the people? Yeah. I don't know. I don't even care.
Yeah, I think it's a good moment. Like as we talk about like hermeneutics a lot in this podcast of just how to read the Bible, is like I think it clearly happened. I think it did, and it's a good time to like instead of getting in like the details of like how it happened or like what did this look like and what they do. It's like okay, let's take like one step back and like I guess it's like a don't miss the forest for the tree kind of thing of like. What is the point of this? And
exactly.
To me,
why did this happen?
To me, I would say why it happened is like it's a first fruit. It's some of the first fruits of what Jesus is going to accomplish in his resurrection. Like it's like just as Jesus is about to rise, like that's what we're going to come back to. Which again, not to y'all know me. I'm not trying to sow doubt. I just think it's fascinating. They're like to me, it would almost make more sense if this happened after Jesus rose, but it happens after he died. Mm-hmm. It's just interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I do think it happened. Like I think people physically walked around the earth. I think but I think it is interesting too to notice like saints who had fallen asleep. Like these are not just wasn't anybody in the cemetery. It was people who had placed their hope
specifically
in what God was going to do.
That's correct.
Right? And it's a foretaste of glory divine, as someone eloquently wrote one.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they did.
Great song.
So good question.
That's a cool question, but it did happen.
Because when you read the Bible, you will run into questions.
Yeah,
that's how you know somebody's reading Scripture,
which is cool.
It creates more questions than it does answers sometimes.
Yeah, but
I like that. No, it does.
You pull up a question while I'm because I know there's a guy who right now and have you listened to Alex O'Connor? Have you heard of Alex O'Connor? You heard Alex O'Connor? You heard Alex? I think his his YouTube channel. I'm not going to recommend him because
I was going to pull him up.
No, he's an atheist. But he's very.
I do know Alex O'Connor.
Very popular on YouTube. He's been on Jubilee. Like very very popular. Debated Wes Huff. Back and forth on YouTube stuff.
Yep.
But I listened to the Jubilee episode. This is one of like his big things, and he's like if something this amazing happened, why did Mark, Luke, or John not record it? Why do no other Gospels? Which I mean,
amazing to who?
Huh?
Amazing to who?
Well, I'm saying like I guess what I'm saying is like I do think it's interesting that no other Gospels record this happen. It's interesting.
I think so.
But just because they didn't record it doesn't mean it didn't happen. It doesn't
because the part of it is he would probably also, since he hates God and doesn't want to believe truth, he would say the reason it's in all three is they copied each other and they cheated off each other's work.
It's like
the brother would not be. Sorry, Alex O'Connor.
I didn't try to turn that into an Alex O'Onnor basket.
You're not honest, Alex O'Connor.
Nothing gets past Steve.
Come to Jesus and you'll see.
Steve.
Seriously, come to this Jesus and your eyes will be open.
Did you expect Steve to get fired up off that question?
Dude,
no, but I love it.
I get wound up.
Yeah, you do.
Who literally say, I don't believe in God. Now listen to me teach the Bible. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
To not believe in God, you were spending a lot of time.
Yeah.
You were,
dude.
Just saying, delusional maybe. We're talking about Thessalonians.
Yeah, Steve.
The spirit of delusion.
That was good.
That's where I think we have to. That's a great thing. We have to use discernment too, because I had shout out to a student I know is going to watch this. So Alex O'Connor was on Jubilee, which if you haven't seen Jubilee,
what is Jubilee? What are these things people watch, dude?
Because
I don't know what's going on,
because Alex O'Connor is an evangelist to what he thinks the gospel is.
Well, I bet what a lot
he wants people to believe his gospel.
I bet a lot of our students know what Jubilee is. So Jubilee is this, and it's actually an interesting idea. So like Ben Shapiro's been on Jubilee, other people, where you go. Michael Knowles on Jubilee too. I forgot what his thing was. So what happens is there's a circle of 20 people.
I've seen this.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know it's called Jubilee.
I didn't know it's called Jubilee.
Circle of 20 people,
Yes.
and then so for those that haven't listened, there's a guy sitting in the middle,
grilled.
and he makes a claim. And so like Alex O'Connor, I think his first claim or something about like suffering in the world. So then countdown starts, and the first person to touch the chair gets to debate him until in the rest of the remaining circle, 10 of the 19 flags are everyone has a flag. They raise their hand. When 10 of the 19 are raised, then that person gets subbed out. Someone else comes in. But a student texted me, and they were like, they watched the Alex O'Connor one with, and it says he's surrounded by 20 Christians. That's what it says. Narrator, no. Right.
Not.
I mean, it is. Now, there's some, like I know a couple of them, like Elijah Lamb is in there and other guys. Yeah. But like, I mean, there's a Mormon in there.
Not a Christian.
There's other things. Like, it's just like, there's just theists that are in there. And so it's just like, we got to use discernment when we're hearing people use arguments against it. I'm like you, on his behalf, we have to be careful to use a discernment of like, okay, man, like you are an evangelist for an atheistic worldview, which is very interesting. But then, okay, this title says Christians are arguing him, and it's like, I don't know how many of them actually follow Jesus either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just interesting. Okay, sorry. I didn't know Alex O'Connor was going to. But did people walk around out of the tomb? Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Matthew 27 happened.
They did, yeah.
I believe it.
And it's that part of the part where it's that part of the part, not a real thing. It's where Christians who understand what this is, we have to discipline ourselves not to have a problem with any section of Scripture.
Yeah.
Because somebody's going to want you to have a problem, and your answer is, I don't understand it, but it's true.
Yeah. And I think that is an A-okay answer.
Yeah. Well, and it's the same thing. It's like, I mean, the death of the apostles, like, those are pretty radically important events. None of that is recorded in Scripture.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, then what happened to these randos that are walking around? It literally does not matter.
It's also interesting, too, it's such a bold claim. I mean, that is like that's a bold claim to say people got him out of the grave. But it's so bold, and I think this is interesting, it's so bold that if it didn't happen, then, like, Matthew would have been such an easily refutable gospel source.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it didn't happen and Matthew's saying that happened, how many people would be like, bro, that did not happen?
And what's crazy is there are literally people, I believe, who said, I saw it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's what's crazy.
Say, Grandma's at the marketplace, dog. I ain't seen her in years. That's Granny, dog. You seen her? You know what I'm saying?
Can you imagine someone like in a local church?
They're hyped.
They like get saved and they're reading Matthew's gospel and like, yo, did that happen? And someone in the church stands up and be like, dude, it did. Like I saw.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild.
You remember Mark, bro? Yeah, he was there, man. I saw him walking around. All right, here's a question for us.
Good question.
Let me see.
I love that.
Pick a number between 1 and 2, guys.
2.
Okay. 2 would be this question. How do you handle tough spiritual conversations with non-believers? How do you handle tough spiritual conversations with non-believers? How do you handle it?
I love being on the other side of these when y'all do them, because there is definitely it is funny how much I actually do think about the question beforehand without even thinking about it. Yeah, like I knew Matthew.
Oh 27, yeah.
Like I knew Matthew 27 was a question, and I couldn't help but think about it for just a second.
Yeah.
But it's funny being on the other side of it, because like truly, I don't know.
Tough spiritual conversations. I don't know what the person means.
Yeah, is it
we don't have context. So
we don't have context. I'm gonna say, well, first things first. You speak truth.
Yes.
You also do so in love, and Paul would say to let your speech be seasoned with grace. So you speak truth in love in a gracious way. Okay,
no, that's pretty good.
I mean, I think that would be your framework through which to filter everything else. So, if we're thinking, how do you handle
speaking truth and love in a gracious way?
How do you handle a spiritual conversation with a non-believer? And let's just say you're not even like presenting the gospel, right? Like per se. Let's just say that they're talking about their worldview. And it's like it's spiritual in nature, because worldviews are, they tend to be. And to you're just kind of like saying, like, but did you think about this, or have you seen it that way, or like, dude, I hear what you're saying, and like I understand where you're coming from, but you know what I mean? That's like how you would do so I think the big thing is doing so in a gracious way, because I think we are. There's a reason why Paul says for us to do that, right? I think sometimes we get a bad rap for not doing it in a gracious way.
Well, I think sometimes I don't want this to sound like it's not. Sometimes when we're having a conversation with a person who does not believe yet in Jesus, we're too busy trying to get them someplace instead of listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's the beauty of understanding it. The Spirit of God is the one who saves that person.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes we're so busy trying to get them to salvation that we don't have a conversation anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so how do you have a spiritual conversation with a non-believer? Have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And in a conversation that's spiritual, they will share what you said, and then you share the truth of God's word.
Yeah.
But fight the urge to try to manipulate them to get somewhere.
Right.
Like, I want them to be saved. Yeah, me too. Have a conversation and trust the Lord.
Right.
Seriously. And so, but you know what I mean? But I think we've been trained that you have to have that gospel presentation every time with a non-believer because you want to get them saved.
Yeah.
Well, number one, you don't get them saved. You just present the gospel. Jesus gets them saved. And so you can have a conversation with a person, like you said.
Yeah.
Grace, mercy,
yeah.
listening. Because I don't know about you, but if they're smart and they realize you're not listening to me, you're trying to get me somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
You've pretty much, you could have delayed, well, whatever.
Yeah. Well, and so you've heard this before, that people are people, not projects.
That's right.
Dang it, I was literally going to say, see him
that's so good.
I was literally going to say, see him as a person, not a project.
That's right.
Yeah, that's important. Ask questions. You know what I mean? Ask questions.
Genuine questions.
Yeah. Well, and you got to be, so I'll go Justin on him real quick, and I'll bring a bit of I'll bring the word into it. But I do think an example.
He steals my line.
I do think of,
when you beat him in golf, he starts to take your stuff.
Yeah, I do think of Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch, right, where, you know, Philip, one, he was open to what the Spirit would have for him, right? And he just sends him off, right? And the Spirit tells him to go draw near to this carriage, right? And he does so. And the key thing there is just the thought of you need to be close enough to people to kind of hear what they're going through. You need to be rubbing shoulders with people, right? And literally, Philip hears the Ethiopian eunuch reading from the prophet Isaiah, and he has to be close enough to hear, you know what I mean? And then Philip doesn't start with, let me tell you about Jesus, right? He says, do you understand what you're reading, right? So he asks a question, and I think that's important, is asking people questions. Like, do you understand why? Like, there's Martin Lloyd-Jones, he's one of my favorite preachers, but Lloyd-Jones had this thing where if you ask somebody like you just hear people say this sometimes, where they'll be like, man, the world's getting crazy, isn't it? And you just, instead of saying like, yeah, it is, say, well, what makes you think that the world's crazy? Like, what do you mean by that? And then they're obviously going to be like, well, man, you know, gas prices are crazy, you know, and they'll just go off about stuff, and you're like, well, then, but why do you think, you know, all these things are happening? Why, you know what I mean? And it just helps you probe into the thing and get more, you know, to the heart of the matter, which I think is, I mean, it's important because you're trying to win hearts. You know, you're not trying to win arguments. You're not trying to prove a point. Which I wanted to say something with the debate stuff. I think debating is dangerous, and I think there's a glory and a glimmer to debates because of
winning.
YouTube and things like that are it's cool, right? But man, just we probably need to pump the brakes a little bit on some of that stuff. Because I mean, here's the thing. Like, I've done it. You ever done this before? I told you guys this, or I know I told you. My buddy Noah, I went on a golf trip with, and I was prepared because last time he and I talked, he was just staunchly against the resurrection. He was like, "There's no way this happened." He's like, "But if it did happen, it changes everything." Okay, and I left the conversation there. Okay, we go on this golf trip, and I'm prepared to give a defense for the resurrection. I'm ready to debate this joker, on the resurrection, right? And homie just like shuts it down. A couple of days later on the golf trip, because it was like a few days thing, preface this, a lot of non-believers that I was on the golf trip with, I think I was the only Christian that was there. There was one night they wanted to go out and have themselves a good old-fashioned time, which would involve Noah possibly trying to hook up with some ladies. And Noah's got a good girl back home. And I told Noah, I said, man, don't do that. And Noah was like, man, like, but I want to, Brad, I want to. And I was like, Noah, you're either going to have to lie to her for the rest of your time dating her, or if you guys go on, you're going to have to lie to her and say nothing ever happened, or you're going to have to tell her what happened, and you're going to feel like dog crap. So I'm telling you, dude, don't do it. And he didn't do it. And then he comes to me later that night, and he goes, Brad, see, that's where I'm more inclined to believe in your Jesus. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, Dad, I think we're all tempted in that we know we shouldn't do certain things, but then we do things, and there's this tension in us. And I was like, oh. And I'm over here prepared to debate the resurrection. Just, I got all my stuff ready, you know what I'm saying? But for him, had I not, which I didn't do well from the jump, but then I did towards the end of the week, was I just listened to him, right? And I saw, oh, like, resurrection really ain't it. It's for him, it's something else in his heart. You see what I'm saying? Which lets me know, like, God's kind of convicting him of things where he sees, like, he recognized that was temptation. You see what I'm saying? And he recognized that he's fallen to temptation before. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so that's but if I don't listen, I don't know where to go in the conversation with him. And so I think, yeah, you gotta listen.
And how do we show people that following God's will in every aspect of your life is really a better life than what he thought was a good life?
Yeah.
Just having a conversation, or do we sometimes talk about doing God's will like it's a burden and it's stealing all the fun? It's like, bro, no, there's so much better stuff.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good, man.
Listen, love.
That's good, dude.
And learn. I don't know. It's like another L somewhere.
You took my projects and persons lines. Speaking of talking in language, why? I like the honesty of this question. Why do Christians need to stop cussing? And then here's what I loved about it the most. They said, "Does it really matter?" I don't know why I could just like feel the honesty. I feel like they're like legitimate.
Does it really matter?
Why do Christians need to stop? One, because your mama said so.
Yep.
No, I'm kidding. That's.
Maybe.
Honestly,
your mama says so. You should stop.
Well, no. Paul does say, "Let no unwholesome talk come out of your mouth, no corrupting speech." Right. So,
but there's a whole lot more to that than just cussing.
Right. 100%. 100%. And what was the follow up?
Why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
Why does it matter?
Because the same mouth that cusses is also the same mouth that gives the gospel.
Yep. Yeah. Out of the same mouth flow blessing and cursing. These things ought not be.
That's exactly right.
That's what James says. He talks about taming the tongue.
And also, whatever's in the heart comes out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Do a Bible study on mouth and words.
Yeah.
And see how important God's word talks about that.
This is one of those where, and I'm glad I can't remember who asked it because I'll probably be more blunt answering it or more honest answering. It's one of those where
straight up,
I think the word is so clear on just let your speech be seasoned with salt.
Yeah.
Be gracious.
Yeah.
And I think there's just a desire for us to say that command is not that important.
That's not. Yeah.
Whereas like literally like a guy literally just Google like what does the Bible say about cussing, right? I mean. I'm just going to just rapid fire real quick a little bit. Ephesians 4, let no corrupting talk come out of your mouth, but only such things that are good for building up, as if it's occasion and it may be grace. Ephesians 5:4, let there be no filthiness or foolish talk or crude joking, which are out of place, but instead thanksgiving. James 1:27, if anyone thinks he's religious, does not bridle his tongue, that person's religion is worthless. James 3:10, no being can tame the tongue, it's full of deadly poison. With it we bless our Lord and Father, with it we curse people made in the likeness of the image of God. Colossians 3:8, put them all away, anger, wrath, malice, slander, and obscene talk from your mouth. So hang on 1
second, let's go back to the question. Does it really matter? Keep going.
Yeah. Luke 6:28, that's blessed those who curse you, pray those who abuse you. Colossians 4:6, so just speak always be gracious with salt. Matthew 15. What comes from the mouth proceeds from the heart that defiles a person. Goodness. Psalm 109, verse 17. He loved to curse, let curse come upon him. He did not delight in my blessing, may it be far from him. Proverbs 18, death and life are power in the tongue. And those who, this is all, literally, it's the Bible's so loud on this.
Right.
Yes.
It's so loud.
What comes out of your mouth.
I just...
And if you try to couch it in, well, man, it's just a person's culture to use that language. I'm like, stop. Because our culture should be from the Word of God. Our culture should be created and tethered to what God says.
It's pretty good, Steve.
Happens. Because I know a lot of people say, well, that's just their culture. I'm like, then their culture's screwed up and it needs to be conformed to the Word of God.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's every part.
Get him, Steve.
And so that's where, because what comes out of your mouth matters, because things that come out of other people's mouths matter to you.
Yeah. I think, too, I will say, I learned this when I played baseball at Anderson, was one of the easiest things to set me apart. In which we're called to be holy and set apart, right? One of the easiest conversation starters for the gospel, one of the easiest differences is just that I didn't cuss.
That's exactly right.
And that was seen in like the first 20 minutes of baseball practice, where it's like, all right, dude, there's something different about this kid named Justin and this other kid named Justin on the team and this kid named Kyle on the team. They didn't cuss. Like, that was just such a clear
Did I ever tell you about the story? Because I grew up in a household where filthy language, cussing was the norm, was a big deal. I grew up around that. But what's interesting is some people would hear this illustration would say, how dare he do this? My father, who I love, he's Christian, but he would cuss. And one day...
A lot or just sporadically?
A lot. And one day, he got word from my teachers at school that I was a cusser.
Oh, Steve.
And so, that's right. And so my dad pulled me into a room, and I knew what he was going to talk to me about. And he sat quietly, and he said, now I know, you hear me? And then he went into what comes out of my mouth, because of who I want to be and who he sees. He says it makes a difference. We talked so long, and he never got upset, and I will never forget, because what came out of his mouth was, this is not how you're supposed to talk.
Right.
And here's the thing, even though I speak that way, this is not how we're supposed to talk. And nowhere in my brain did I go, how dare you? I was like, this is just right. It was so, because he was right. He was completely true. Because here's the thing, because some people would say, well, you cuss, so how you, no. Is what this person telling you true?
Yeah.
Then you listen.
Yeah. Well, you got to ask why do you want to cuss? You know what I mean?
Because it sounds cool, bro.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is there are
cool kids are doing it.
There are, I'm not going to, don't hear me say that there are times when it's appropriate, because I don't say that. I'm not saying that. But there are times when it does, like, I don't know, there's something to it where, like, there are times and situations where you don't want to use the word, actually, you know what, screw it. Correct me later, okay? Where it is appropriate, right? Where it is like, dude, that's going to be the only thing that gets... We've talked about it on the podcast before, where that's going to be the only thing that really gets your attention, right?
Here we go.
And it lets you know, like, he ain't playing.
Yeah.
This is serious.
Did the Apostle Paul, in the Word of God, is there a spot where some people would say, was there a spot where Paul said that was a cuss word? That was pretty much a word that made everybody...
Yeah, there is. That was
Philippians 3.
Exactly. When he says that, he talks about righteousness being rubbish. And it's literally like...
The same word around, whoa!
The word that we would use that rhymes with it.
Yes, that's right.
Like literally, so it's like...
When Isaiah talks about filthy rags as righteousness too, that was not a very nice word either.
Exactly. So that's where I'm like... And then people say, well, when Peter didn't want to be seen to be a Christian, he cussed.
That was a good voice.
When people do that, you've heard this crap, that's stupid, bro. I'm like, what? That's a reach. My God, if there was ever a reach, that's a reach. But I do think that there are times where it's like, look, man, and I mean, I'm a, and again, correct me later, I'm a dad of 2 boys. I guarantee you there's going to come a time where the only way to get them boys to see daddy ain't playing right now is for me to say a certain word where it's like, okay.
But you have But here's the thing.
You don't do it normally. And I think the question is it's just normal occurrence. And that's not okay.
Because it won't get their attention if it's all the time.
That's unwholesome, that's corruptive, you know what I'm saying? Right. But it is, I mean, there are Chandler's an advocate of using cuss words sometimes in inappropriate situations. Obviously, we know Driscoll was. And there are other Christian leaders where, I think it is appropriate. I really do. I mean, what else are you going to do?
Like if he flip flops so quick.
Well, because it's like, because I'm listening to myself and I'm like, it doesn't really add up.
Well, here's the thing: it matters, but because we need to be careful with what we say.
Yeah.
You need to be self-controlled because it's still self-controlled to
let's put it this way: like if you're a dad and some guy, does something to your daughter, and you're not going to be like, if you don't cut that. Or if you don't, do you think, like, if you don't do that, I'm going to be like, yo, you ain't being real right now in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to say, I would never do that. I don't know, man. I would hope you have a little more.
Yeah, y'all are saying this. That's right. Y'all are saying this as guys that don't have daughters.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Like, but do you see what I'm saying? That feeling of like, yo,
Because the Lord said, probably knew. He's like, Steve wouldn't use words.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Steve would reach in his bedside table, pull out his Walther. We're going to jail today.
Steve would not use words in that situation.
Steve's going to jail today.
Yeah. So no, I do. I think it's. Yeah. But the question does feel to me as though the individual is, why should Christians stop cussing?
Right.
As though the individual
it's
does
just
have
common language.
It's the words that comes out of his or her mouth, to which is like, well, that's not okay, right? You don't need. It shouldn't be your usual conversation, and that's what I hope people hear me saying is. These are extreme circumstances in which,
or if you're trying to have an excuse to listen to the music you're listening to that has all the cuss words in it.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah,
I
just remember I won't out the person, but I remember one of the most real conversations I had with another guy one time was we were talking and we were stacks and we were talking about something that's very serious going on in his life. And he's talking to me, and like in the middle of conversation, like he drops a word. Now I can count on one how many times I've heard this guy cuss. You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
Yeah.
And it was he used a word that was just like it just I was like, dude, this guy's broken right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like it was a word at like I don't know, not to get too like poetic with words, but like just like the pit and at the bottom of his desperation, he's like, bro, this is how I feel right now.
Makes sense.
And I can totally see, I can if someone has a problem with us in that, I'm like, then we can agree to disagree maybe there. Yeah. But that is a completely different scenario of a guy that I've spent hours upon hours upon hours with and never heard him curse one time. That is a much different scenario than we're riding in the car for 15 minutes and I hear you drop the F-bomb.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what are we doing?
You know what I'm saying? It's a very different thing. Yeah. And I don't think that's what a lot of those verses are talking about.
Right.
Exactly.
And while Steve pulls up one of his questions, on a lighter note, how do y'all make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
You got to go peanut butter on the left side.
Oh, you actually have an answer to this?
Yeah. You got 2 slices of bread. Peanut butter on the left.
Are you being for real? Or are you kidding?
Heavy serving of peanut butter. No, I'm dead serious. Heavy serving peanut. Mama used to do it where she would take the peanut butter and the jelly and mix it together and then put it all on there.
Yeah,
it's hard to mix it. You know what I mean? Plus, it just doesn't taste right. You got to get a healthy. I'm talking about at least 2 tablespoons probably of peanut butter. You want it thick, right? And you got to go strawberry jelly, man. Strawberry jelly is a game changer, dude. Have you done strawberry?
Yeah, grape jelly.
Okay, that's fair. As long as you've tried it.
Yeah, grape jelly.
Because a lot of people that do grape never tried the strawberry. And you need to do...
Do you do crunchy peanut butter or creamy peanut butter?
Not a chance in you-know-where that we're doing crunchy, bro. I'm going to tell you that right now. That ain't meant to be. If I want crunchy, I'm going to eat peanuts.
I kind of like crunchy peanut butter.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got a way more better answer than I thought it was. You should make a house blend coffee while you're out there.
You want one?
That'd be great if you could.
I'm good.
Yeah.
There's Poppy in the fridge.
Dude, I can't tell you the last time I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Me either. That makes me want one so bad.
I mean, I think I don't have a. That's weird on sides. Like, what in the world? I mean, I'm definitely a peanut butter on one side, jelly on the other side.
Some people like to put that like the peanut butter and jelly on top of the peanut butter. We did have a rule at our house that you had to wipe the utensil clean before you did the next thing because it's kind of gross to get crunchy pieces of jelly that's in the peanut butter.
So you used the same utensil? You didn't just get a different one?
No, we just wipe it off.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because that peanut that jelly crystallizes in that peanut butter.
Yeah. Were you a big Crustable guy? You do Crustables?
No, I never did Crustables.
You do Crustables?
I like them
Yeah.
Crustables.
Like grape jelly instead of strawberry.
Yeah, I'm definitely a grape jelly guy.
They did strawberry and Crustables.
It didn't land the same, did it? No.
And when I actually made a peanut butter jelly sandwich, and I looked in the aisle, and I was looking specifically for grape.
Yeah.
That was not good.
Well, I will say this: when we did Smucker's strawberry preserves, which actually has the strawberries in it, makes a pretty good PBJ.
I do like peanut butter jelly.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
All right, Steve, what you got? What
Here
you
you
got?
go. Going with the. It's interesting because it's flowing out of the food conversation.
Oh, let's go. Perfect.
If Jesus came to your house, what would you cook?
Oh, I know what I'd cook.
What would you cook, Justin?
Macy and Madison are going to laugh at this if they actually listen to the podcast,
Come
which
on.
they don't. I feel like they don't. They think it's stupid we do this.
So many people in our realm.
Yeah, they think it's dumb. But hey, I know the faithful listeners out there. We got you. We love you.
We have to listen to them all the time.
No, so I know exactly what I would cook. So I'm gonna build suspense to it. You know, you probably know the answer already.
No, I don't.
So I feel like I've reached like a dad status I've been wanting to be at for 3.5 years now, where I have that thing on the grill that I can cook, where I know this is gonna be a crowd pleaser.
It's gonna be good.
You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be good. And
everybody needs that.
Yeah, I haven't had that forever. Never been a big cook. Never been a big guy. Does Brad know there's a coffee maker out here now? Does he know that? I just see him I see his head through the window.
There's also a coffee maker in there too.
Okay.
So.
But man, we got a Blackstone. Nice one.
Shout out.
And I started doing.
That's how you know Jesus is king.
And I started doing smash burgers on the Blackstone.
Oh, come on with some smash burgers.
And
if Jesus came to your house, what would you cook him? That's the question.
That's the question. And thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
I knew it. I love it. I'm cooking for him every day.
Brad didn't say that into the mic, but he said Jesus is in the house every day.
In my house every day.
No, that's what I would do. I started doing this. We get the griddle going. Use avocado oil. That's the oil we use. Lay some bacon down. So cook bacon first, so you can put bacon on your burger, and also gets the bacon grease kind of going. You know what I'm saying? And then we the 80-20 chuck. That's what we do. 80-20 chuck. Put in a little, I do it a little thicker than I probably should. I should do it a little slimmer. And then there's I can't remember the brand, but it's some burger seasoning. And just like don't even like pre do them or nothing. Just put it down, just flatten it, put some seasoning on, and flip them. Then we're good. And I do an egg on it too.
Egg's good.
Egg, and I started doing an egg on
egg
it.
on burger.
Yeah, just
we
got the little circle, Blackstone little thing. And so crack an egg into it and let it sit there for a couple seconds. Flip it over, let it sit there a couple seconds. Throw it on there, bro.
Yeah, Blackstone.
My dad needs to trust me.
He does.
He does not let me.
He
put
doesn't
egg
trust
on his
the.
yet.
He doesn't trust the egg.
And I'm like,
yet?
Dad, it'll change your life.
Does he not trust the egg?
No,
thing
he
yet?
won't do it.
What?
And I'm like, man. I will say, we had shout out to Mr. Head of School Chambers, Mr. Case Chambers. We had him and his family over the other night, and he had never done an egg on his burger, so I made him do it, and he liked it. But he did make a good point. If there wasn't bacon on it, it was like just burger, just egg. It'd feel like too much like a breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, it's true.
Which I can kind of see that.
But I do like me some breakfast.
But man, it's so good. So that's what I would cook. I do Blackstones.
You like that?
Yeah.
I'd do something with bacon.
It's such a bad joke.
I would do something with bacon for Jesus.
I was gonna say, or you could kind of set Jesus up at, bro, we don't have any food. He'd be like, Coke in your pantry.
That is great. That is great. Hey Jesus, you showed up.
Little loaves and fishes, man.
I don't got no food, and Jesus is like. Mm-hmm.
I said, or you could set Jesus up and say, Jesus, you got, bro, I don't have any food. He's like, hey, go check your pantry.
Throw your net on the other side.
Groceries are on me this month.
Go throw your net on the left side.
That made me laugh.
I would definitely cook something with bacon. I'm a
is
burger.
Is that a reference to just
Yeah.
Jesus didn't as a Jew wasn't eating bacon?
Jesus knew what bacon tasted.
Will he eat bacon now?
I don't know.
Probably.
Now that it's fulfilled, if he came back.
Why not?
Well, it'd be a funny movie if he did a Jesus came back.
That's so great.
But he ain't come back to do what the Bible. He just came back to live again.
That's right. Here it is.
You know what I'm saying? And he fulfilled the law, so he's just grubbing. He's a John G's.
This is great.
You know what I'm saying?
This is good.
I love it.
But I would definitely go.
It's good stuff.
Say, Jesus, did you realize they taste so delicious when you created them pigs?
Yeah,
That's good stuff.
He knew all along.
He knew all along.
So you just cook something with bacon?
Some would.
What would you cook Jesus?
What's that?
Is that what it was?
What's that?
What would you cook for Jesus if he came to your house? Man, we would have a ribeye for sure. We'd have a ribeye. We'd have a baked potato. We'd have a ribeye and a baked potato. We might even do a little lobster tail for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We don't do it for many people. If you come over to our house, don't expect a ribeye or a lobster tail. But if you're Jesus, expect the best. That's right. You know? Amen.
Gets this happening. We're going to cook some food. Food's a big
with some
deal.
bread. We got to have. Let me tell you the bread that we would have.
Food's a big deal.
Rosemary olive oil bread
That sounds
from
so good.
dadgum Lidl.
That
Oh
sounds
my
so
gosh.
good.
Go get you a loaf today, folks. That stuff is incredible.
That's a free ad for Lidl.
It is incredible bread.
Lidl looks like a church plant.
It really does.
Lidl's amazing. I love Lidl, dude.
There are times
like that.
it really does.
Hey, you know exactly.
Really does.
Hey, you know exactly what
I keep every time I drive past the Lidl, I'm like, Lord, if you let it go out of business, the church.
That got Tim good right there.
The church will take over.
That got Tim really
That's
good.
right.
It could happen
That's
for
right.
sure.
The glass covering, especially when they first opened, they had the flags and the canopies out.
Yes.
I'm telling you, that's like every Slavic church. It's right next to a big road. Has glasses covered by trees.
That's true.
You see it. You don't really know it until
That's
you
right.
enter it.
Yeah.
This weird turn in, a little tight within the.
That's the best. You got to know it's a church before you get there. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's a good segue.
That's so good.
I love when I make myself laugh. That pantry one got me, man. That was good.
That's right. He's
That
like,
was
go
funny.
check your pantry.
That was funny. Here we go. Speaking of tricking people into church,
Tricking people in.
someone
Bait and
asked.
switch.
Someone asked, this is so interesting how they ask this. I want to be like, dude, what you thinking about? We've kind of addressed this before, but it's a different nuance. Is the popularity tactic? They have that in quotes. So is the popularity tactic?
And
how is how they? I've never heard anyone ask it this way. Ethical to raise attendance in church.
popularity tactic? What does that mean?
I don't
What
know.
are you talking about?
I'm assuming it's like, use a word I know we know, like consumer driven, like seeker sensitive. Like, hey, we're gonna try to be cool.
I don't think this table's holding both of our coffees, is it? That seems scary. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna.
There's one over there.
Yeah, it's
Try that one.
If only had a
Try that
table
one.
right to your left.
strong on
Sorry.
my right. If only that there was a table there.
I don't exactly know what
kinda
that is
back,
holding that lamp up, but I don't know.
We don't even know if it's a
I
table.
don't think it's a table.
It's a bucket.
It's a bucket.
It's really not a table. That's so good.
It's a vodka.
So we'll
Like a
hold it.
barrel, isn't it?
So it will hold it.
Watch it on YouTube
It
to
will
see
hold
what's
it.
happening.
Okay, for sure.
Yes.
Okay, cool,
It will
cool,
hold
cool.
it.
Good.
Is it ethical?
I'll be honest, I have no idea what.
So in other words, is it ethical to create an environment of popularity? Like, this is the place to be. This is the place to be. This is the place to be.
That's what we're doing?
Just to raise
Oh,
attention.
like
Stories
Hillsong,
intended.
New York.
Come on.
That's what we're doing. Oh, okay. Is it
So
ethical?
Is it ethical?
Why not, dude?
Is it
By
ethical?
any means,
Is
I
it-
may win some.
Is it?
Why does Hillsong New York get the drive-by?
What is up?
Well, because that was what they did.
Yeah, they basically
Don't you
said,
remember?
we're the place
Like,
to
no,
be.
like the first 10 rows
So
was
really it's
designated
They had,
for
mixed players
all
and
the
stuff.
first 10 rows were designated for the Kardashians, Bieber,
That's true.
Knicks players.
Did you hear?
Yeah.
Man, I don't want
Is
to.
the place to be.
I don't want to just throw shade and bash people, but did you hear? I heard Carl Lentz in an interview one time. I probably shouldn't have said his name because I'm 99% sure that was him, but it might not have been him. He was talking about how the reason they did that was because I think Tyson Chandler was his example. Is like if Tyson Chandler walked into the lobby,
He's got to have space.
he wouldn't even people wouldn't let him get.
He's got to have space.
Yeah.
Which I mean, actually,
It makes sense.
I think
I'm
there
not
actually is
mad
something
at it.
to that. It's just kind of funny.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, literally, it's how you care for your people, and
Yeah.
your people, by the way, are very popular.
Well, like
Yeah.
when the Hulkster was going to church
Oh,
before he died.
Hulkamania. I love it. Shout
But the
out.
Hulkster was apparently pretty big into his church, and I
He
could just
was.
imagine
Yeah.
the
People
first.
want to talk to him.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
really and truly, it's like, I think after a while, yes, and probably Mr. Hulk Hogan would be like, once they get used to me, this will stop.
Yeah.
And it's true, it would.
But do you ever get used to the Hulkster?
I don't
though?
know.
I'm gonna say if the church is using a popularity tactic,
Come on.
like if they are intentionally,
yeah.
if they're intentionally saying we are going to be cool, trendy,
Yes.
if they are intentionally doing that just to raise attendance, I will be on the record and say I think that is unethical, wrong. I think it's wrong.
Yep.
I think and maybe this is the positive thinker in me, glass half full guy, and I do think we should. I think far too often we look to criticize before we look to see maybe like the intentions and motives of why someone's doing it. I do think
we look to criticize before we analyze.
We do, and I do think most. I would say most churches, maybe this person's thinking of. I actually think if you had a conversation with their staff, with their pastor, it might be a tactic they're using, and it might be a methodology they're using, but I think they genuinely want to see people saved. Yes. And I think they genuinely want to see people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like,
you would hope.
You want to see people there.
So in that sense, I would disagree with the philosophy, but I'm not going to call it unethical. I'm like, we just have a different.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say is if that's your only tactic, because you can't tell me that like pastors wearing certain things isn't a tactic to appear cool. Like so, but it's okay though. It's not like
wear your clothes, man.
Like, dude, it's not bad. It's like that's a fine thing to do. Like if that does, because it is gonna build a bridge to an audience.
Because we
that's
talked
completely
about that.
fine.
A $3,000 suit and tie and stuff is still a dude dressing for a certain.
Yeah, audience. and if it helps you to reach people, I think that's by all means is fine. But if that's the only the problem,
if not, wear a robe.
The problem with cool church is that there comes a time when the gospel is no longer cool.
Right.
Period.
Well,
period.
That's right.
There will always be a time when the gospel runs contrary to culture, runs contrary to what is quotes cool. It's going to happen. And so if you're so focused on popularity and coolness that you end up jeopardizing on the message, and which we've seen that happen. Sure. But like it doesn't have to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
That's right. What was it? One of the Chandlers, long time ago when I used to listen to Chandler a lot. He was basically saying he's about to hit something really hard. And he said, that's okay. We need seats in here anyway. We're kind of full.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
And he lands it, and he goes, this is going to make some people upset.
Like that.
But we're crowded. We're overcrowded. We need some seats. I was
That's pretty good.
That was really good.
Yeah. We need to make room.
I would also challenge this, and again, I don't remember who asked this question, so this is good. I would challenge this person to think, okay, and again, this when the questions are kind of vague, then we can kind of run with them. Just because a church does something in a way that you would not do it, doesn't mean just because they do something with excellence and just because they have lights that are really well done and music that sounds really good, that doesn't mean they're trying to be popular.
And
they're just doing
their social media presence is
just means they got more money than you.
I mean, honestly, maybe so.
No, I mean, on a lot of cases, it actually does mean that.
Or maybe they got more talent. I mean, and I don't say that as a joke. Like I mean, like maybe they do.
It's okay. It's okay.
There's a number of reasons.
I just think like sometimes I do think there's sometimes it happens where it's like you see a snapshot of worship or something, and it's like, oh man, they're just trying to be popular. It's like maybe they're just really good.
Don't be cynical, people.
Yeah.
Right? Don't hate.
Yeah, maybe they're now I think like now to go back to like again, we can throw shade at a bunch of different people, but like to look at different like maybe sermon series the churches have done, or like when the whole thing that's not as popular anymore, praise the Lord. It was never really popular, but like when it was a thing when it was like we're gonna play, a Taylor Swift song to start the service, like stuff like that. That's just lame
Justin
and corny. I hate it so much.
He hates the at the movies thing.
I can't stand at the movies
more than he hates the Duke Blue Devils.
Crazy.
He hates that.
I mean, maybe so. I think anyway. They might not know.
You don't like at the movies?
I hate it.
It's a big thing now here.
He hates everything.
I despise it.
You hate those.
So don't be cynical with that, Justin. Don't be. You know what I mean?
Let's Don't be
gimmicky. But this I think then. Well,
don't be gimmicky.
For someone who doesn't know what we're talking about. And I mean, I don't mind saying the church that started it because you could just Google at the movies and it's going to come up. So Life Church with Craig Groeschel, they started at the movies. Like that's who. You have just Google.
No. And then
why are you laughing at Craig?
But Groeschel? So they started at the movies.
Steal our sermons and use them your Chat GPT, just basically print our sermons off and preach them, bro.
So they started at the movies, which if you've never heard of that, now other churches are doing it, where they do it in the summer a lot of times, and it's a sermon series where actually let me just hang on. Oh, I love that we're talking about this. This is awesome.
I'm sorry, I got him on a tangent.
You
people.
did. So
if you're impatient with this part, just fast forward about how long do you think it'll take you? A minute or two.
I don't know.
Fast forward about 3 minutes, and you'll
be
get.
Okay, listen. So right here. So. This is on Life Church's website. Ready? More than a movie. Your favorite movie? Oh, I got a great segue for our next question. Your favorite movie?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Some good came. God works all things
you ready
together.
for this? You ready? Your favorite movie It's stuck with you for a reason. The story, the music, the characters, you felt something. This is on the church website, life.church at the movies.
Yeah, yeah.
At the movies is where we find meaning in the movies we love. After this, you'll never watch them the same way again. Plus, life.church locations go all out, transforming the lobbies into movie sets and creating photo ops and other fun for your family. So like if you've never seen it,
they got money and talent.
There might be they might have like
Life
a Marvel Sunday.
Yes.
And they'll have like different people dressed as superheroes when you're walking in and whatever stuff. But I mean, look,
Dude,
at the movies is where I'm about to. Sorry,
come on,
don't
you
do
got me
it.
riled
Don't
up, bro.
do it,
You
Justin.
got me riled up. You got me riled up. At the movies is where we find meaning in the movies we love, bro. I don't come to church, and we should not come to church to hear how the latest Superman has some moral application to our life. Like. We come to hear the word of God, and here's what I would say. And again, I don't want to judge, and this is what I want to do. I want to hold myself the same standard.
Come on,
I really do. I think in their mind, they think this is a great opportunity to invite people, great opportunity to invite friend. They're gonna come. They're gonna hear the gospel in a creative way. I think that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And I want to be really clear on this.
charitable, being charitable.
I'm not attacking the person. I am, though, attacking the idea of I think that is just not a healthy, not a good thing.
Justin would say that
critique the idea, not the person.
Well, Justin would say, for those of you who are wondering, correct me here, you're saying that the content should always flow from Scripture. You shouldn't look at a movie and then try to find a scripture or something like that.
Absolutely.
You're fine with using an illustration from a movie that the sermon is based. So for those that are like, Justin hates.
Yeah.
No, he loves.
No. I would even say I remember I did that one time, and this is an easy one, but I did it one time in Esther where I called back, Esther, the Haman signs a decree that the people of Israel are gonna be killed. And I remember annihilated. And in Esther chapter 9, I remember talking about how if you know the Bible, like the whole Old Testament, it's like God told Abraham, I'm going to bless those who bless you, and I'm going to curse those who curse you. So if you know that, then it's like when you read that Haman signed an edict in chapter 2 that they're going to be killed, we should be reading in faith to say, I don't know how they're going to be delivered, but they're going to be delivered. Yeah. And it's almost like in the example I used was like in the Avengers movie or whatever, it was like that was when Avengers was coming out. I was like, none of y'all got up and left after Thanos snapped his fingers. Nope. You're like, no,
that's exactly right.
There's another movie coming. And the movie's not done. You know what I'm saying? And I think like in terms of illustrations, absolutely. But when it's like, I mean, literally
I've never seen this. I've never seen these. Is this like, is this like the whole thing is the they're not playing the movie because they would take way too long.
They'll play clips. Of
course they play clips.
But it is like I watched one. This is another church that, again, not questioning the people. I'm just, and I think sometimes people are in error,
questioning
right?
the people. I'll go there.
Sometimes
I'm gonna question them.
Well, sometimes
I think
sometimes
those churches.
Let's go into attack mode.
I think those churches, to be really good, would need people to say, my job is to question to make sure we don't fall off the rails.
Sure. And that's where I look at a church like Life Church, and I'm like, okay, like let's take the whole year and not just segment on 4 Sundays a year that I adamantly disagree with. And even though they philosophically do things that I disagree with throughout the year, I don't think they're heretics, right? I just disagree with what this is. But like I watched one. There's a church called Church by the Glades down in Florida that's very similar. Does a lot of super edgy stuff or whatever. And like they preached a sermon.
How edgy can a church get?
One person's edgy is another person's silly.
I'm
just serious.
Yeah, YouTube Church by the Glades, and they did this though.
I love it.
And it was like, hey, I don't remember the example, but I'm trying to think of like just something from the movie off the top of my head. Like in Toy Story, we see reconciliation between Woody and Buzz. Here's where we see this in 2 Corinthians 5.
Okay.
And like that, it really is that cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I use the word cheesy very intentionally. Like to me, it's very cheesy. Yeah. And I'm like, man, I don't know.
Well,
man. I think people want more than that. I think they can handle more than that. I just don't think what church is.
No, I better not go. I really should not go where.
Then don't do it.
Because
it's the Spirit of God.
But because again, to give, let's try to give some credit or something. Like I get it. Where in their mind can you imagine how much fun that would be for Brooks and Baker or Rocky and Crosby walking into Sunday morning And like
it's on.
that I get where their seeker sensitive mind of man, what an awesome, and think about this. Let's again be charitable. July is typically down in attendance anyway, right? I mean, we all recognize that it is, right? Like, hey, what's something we can do in the month of July that's going to encourage families to be a part, going to get their kids excited, like just
Lamentations.
Yeah, exactly. So to be charitable, I get it. I don't know. Yeah. But again, to go back to what I said, I don't think their intentions are just to draw a crowd. I do think they want to see people.
Popularity is what got us there.
Yeah.
I was like, how did we do this?
Yeah.
Popularity.
That's what did it.
We need to move on.
Yeah, we do.
So speaking of movies,
good segue.
Favorite sports movie of all time?
Rudy.
Dude, you and my dad, bro. Dude, Rudy's legendary.
Like
though.
if you start to describe
Rudy's solid, dude.
If you start to describe certain scenes in Rudy, I will start to tear up.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Rudy's good, dude. Rudy is solid.
I love it. Michael Scott. What would have happened if Rudy didn't make the team? Would have been a whole lot shorter. Would have been a whole lot funnier. Favorite sports movie? Go.
Favorite sports movie? Golly, dude. What is that?
Something's happening outside.
Are they bringing in the chairs?
Favorite, and I can only name one.
Can I while you're thinking?
I mean, I can give a couple, but
I kind of don't like sports movies, which I know is weird because I love sports. It's just like I don't know. It's like you know the feel good is coming, and maybe I need to rewatch some as a dad because it's been a while since I've rewatched them. But I just like I don't know. I can't believe you didn't say Moneyball.
It's because it's not. Okay, so my one that because how I would kind of define favorite is like I will watch it again and again and again and again. And there's Caddyshack.
That's funny.
I watch Caddyshack over and over and over until I die.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Caddyshack in its entirety.
You haven't seen Caddyshack?
I should watch it.
You should watch Caddyshack.
See, The Sandlot's really good.
Sandlot's great.
Sandlot's good.
I'll rewatch Sandlot.
Let me tell you what's funny.
Sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah, funny one is.
I got mine.
This is wild. I'm gonna bring my wife into this. She probably doesn't realize it's a sports movie, but Training. No. Oh my gosh! Why did I just lost it? Is it Draft Day?
Yeah, Draft Day
with Kevin Costner. My wife.
Yeah.
We were riveted to that movie.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Yeah.
I would say I know they asked for favorite.
Sandlot.
Here's what I'm gonna think. Here's how I'm gonna think about it. What movie am I like most excited to watch, like with Rocky or Crosby for the first time? That's kind of how I'm thinking. Like sports movie. I think it's Remember the Titans.
Yeah, Remember the Titans.
I love Remember the Titans.
Or the Mighty Ducks.
Strong side.
Dude, I tried to watch Mighty Ducks with Brooks the other day,
yeah.
and it starts off. He's Emilio Estevez. Is that his last name? Yep. He's drunk. He's driving drunk, and he gets pulled over. And I'm watching it with Brooks, and I'm like, I say, buddy, we're not gonna watch this anymore. He's like literally drinking in the car, and I'm like, yeah, buddy, we're not gonna watch this movie anymore.
These movies are worse than I thought.
You know what's sad about entertainment? Not to get on this tangent, just about entertainment. So none of our interns have seen Star Wars. So we've been on a fun intern summer together. This has been a highlight of the summer. I made them watch A New Hope, and I made them watch Empire Strikes Back. So we have to watch those two.
I
had them over for dinner. We watched them, and it was actually really fun watching like such an iconic movie with someone who'd never seen them before. Because they had no idea that Luke and Leia were siblings. Had no idea Darth Vader. They knew Darth Vader was someone's father, and they kind of pieced together it was Luke.
Because Vader means father.
The quotes too. Yeah, it's pitch perfect. But what was funny. So someone's gonna judge our parenting. I don't care. So Rocky loves Star Wars for whatever reason. Like when I would show her like R2D2, Chewie, whatever. And so like I told Courtney, I was like, babe, I was like A New Hope is like the very beginning is not. It's like Darth Vader's in a mask, but he's not like scary really. And I said, so we should just watch it. My girl watched the entire movie of A New Hope, the entire thing. Felt a little bad because we had subtitles on, and there's like 2 times like the D words in there, and they say hell one time, and so I was like, oh man, but like the whole thing, but you know what made me so sad though? Like my 3.5-year-old could watch that for a movie that was made for young adults, teenager. My 3.5-year-old could watch it, and truly, someone might judge me, but I'm like, there's no blood in there. There's no really violence, something like that. Can you imagine letting a 3.5 or 4-year-old watch a movie right now that's made for young kids in their young 20s?
Nope.
You can't do it.
Not gonna let that.
And
happen.
I was like, just think about how the
I tell you, society's just gone to hell in a handbasket, Tim. Just straight to it.
You got a good old man voice and old lady voice.
At the same time, dude. That was gender neutral.
I'm gonna say remember the Titans. Yeah. I'm gonna say remember the Titans. I also love this is a sleeper. I love The Greatest Game Ever Played with Shia LaBeouf. I love that movie.
I like Tin Cup. I like the golf movie. I like Tin Cup.
I really like that
Tin Cup
movie.
was good.
I like
on the movie thing, what is this is hard. What is your favorite movie line from any movie? I mean, wow.
Favorite movie line.
Tin will be. It'll probably be the thing I can remember first because I don't know what it was.
Well, I'm not gonna say it. I'll say it. No, I won't say it.
Go for it.
No,
Don't
it's
say
bad.
it.
Listen, we've already talked about cussing.
Well, no, it was it's from Blow, and Johnny Depp gets arrested.
Hadn't seen the movie
For having 666 pounds of marijuana on a plane.
The mark of the beast. All right.
And he goes, and Mr. Young, what do you have to say for yourself? And he stands up and he says, with all due respect, Your Honor, what I did wasn't all that wrong. He said, when you think about it, I crossed over an imaginary line with some plants. It's funny.
Funny.
And then he goes on to give his little. It's funny. For those of you who've seen
need
it,
to say that's not an endorsement.
Don't watch the
movie.
movie. No, the movie. I love watching, I love watching Blow. I love watching Training Day. I love watching movies. By the way, you know about Training Day, right? With Denzel. Why?
Mm-hmm.
So Denzel played in the movie, obviously. The movie had a different ending prior to him agreeing to the role, and he said, "I will do the role if at the end of the movie my character dies." Yeah. And he dies the most brutal death you can die.
In other words, you got to kill me, man.
And he said this because Denzel is a Christian,
yes,
and he says, I will not play a role for somebody that evil and that wicked and that twisted without showing at the end of the movie where this leads you to. Right. And that's what I love about Blow and all these movies. It never ends well. Yeah. It never ends. And it's just a reminder of what sin will do to you. And it's like the very depths of it, right? The darkness of it. But it does, it's a good reminder.
You have a favorite movie line?
I can't remember because I don't quote movie lines well. I like the one in Apollo 13.
Okay.
And who's the guy that played Apollo 13? What's his name? Forrest Gump. What's his name?
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is the captain, and everybody's freaking out because something malfunctioned when they mashed some button, and they're all trying to blame who did it, you did it, because they were mad already. And Tom Hanks basically said this. It's not exactly what he said. He basically said, we can waste time trying to figure out whose fault it is, but we still got the problem on the other side.
I like that. Tom Hanks had another great line in Forrest Gump when he stepped on a pile of manure.
It happens. Put that on a T-shirt.
I love it. I was trying to think of the one. I'm trying to think of the movie quote. It's a hard question because which one makes you laugh the most?
Yeah. Which one hits you in the gut?
The one that
you know what I mean?
The one that I would say what hit me in the gut. This
all
is not my answer,
them, bro.
But man, I watched a couple months ago. I think this was pre our last episode. I think I got my wisdom teeth taken out. And the only good thing about getting my wisdom teeth taken out, I told you this, was I watched all 3 Lord of the Rings movies in the spell of 12 hours. So I watched them. I watched Fellowship of the Ring and 2 Towers on the night of. I got them out, and then the next day I watched Return of the King. And bro, when Sam tells Frodo, "I might not be able to carry it for you, but I can carry you," and he picks him up. Oh man,
let's go!
So good,
especially under the influence of painkillers.
No, bro.
I'm
over here. Sobbing. That's great. No, but I had to look it up because it's too long. But dude, in Gladiator, when Russell Crowe says, "My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix legions, and loyal servant to the true emperor Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next." And it's just like, let's go,
Seriously,
man.
Yeah, one of mine is from you made me think of it. The Patriot, Kyle Ingalls. He graduated from Parkwood High School a year after me. He was a little redhead boy in the Patriot that said the redcoats are coming. He's the one that says that.
I love that.
Yeah. So
Leonidas in 300 also is great. Submission. This is Sparta. Kicks him in the pool.
Hey, let me do one because I want to make sure I get my people's I won't do the smart aleck question yet. There's a couple serious ones.
I just got 2 more fun ones and 2 more serious ones.
Here's a long-winded one, but it's a good one to answer. Have we confused comfort with calling? And would most Christians still follow Jesus if it truly cost them everything? ? To which we cannot really answer that, because would they? I don't know. Possibly. In the West, it continues on, Christianity is often associated with blessing, prosperity, and ease, yet the global church names places like Syria, Gaza, Nigeria, China, etc., is enduring persecution, scarcity, and martyrdom. Many Christians say they would die for Christ, but the real challenge today may be, will you uncomfortably live for him?
Sounds like this person already knows the answer to the question that they want to.
Yeah. Are modern churches raising disciples or consumers? Is the final question. So I guess it's really the two questions would be, are modern churches raising disciples or consumers? And we can't speak for every church. Have we confused comfort with calling? And would most Christians still follow Jesus if it truly costs them everything? And we can't answer for most Christians, or especially all Christians, but I guess the thing in the middle we can't really answer. But would most Christians still follow Jesus if it truly cost them everything? This is a yes or no. We don't need to give it more than.
With true Christians, did he say with true Christians?
He didn't say true, but I see what you're saying, and you're going to say yes. True Christians would.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
why not?
Because they have found a greater treasure.
That's right, and it's a real thing.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I know it's one of those questions. Like, it's easy for us to just it's easy for us to say this as like we're sitting here and like, obviously, I was about to say a podcast studio. That makes it sound way too legit.
It is though.
You know what I'm saying? But like
what you
dude,
done
like,
with the place.
like man, like okay, let's just be really real practical. A couple weeks ago, I had hospital visits, and when I was in the hospital, I was on call, and there's a lady in our church who was about to pass away from cancer, and she was just praying for healing, right? So she asked us to come. We prayed, anointed her with oil in the hospital room. It was really powerful. She passed away 2 weeks later. Okay, like, dude, that woman gave her all to follow Jesus. And yeah, she did it comfortably and, like well off home or whatever, like not in poverty, not facing someone cutting her head off or what, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, dude, that woman, even to the point of death, was trusting Jesus with her life. And so I have so much respect for brothers and sisters who like literally are facing death. But and this is such a privileged perspective we have to say this, but like, I do think far too often we just downplay the normal everyday faith of Christians in the culture in which we live. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I think it makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
I think it does.
I think we're just like you have nice stuff. You can't really know what it means to lose everything for Jesus. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I think there's. Yeah,
is that weird?
Well, in our culture, it is like our faith is perhaps here it is different in that our faith is so personal here. Like so personal. Like in China, your Christian faith is not a personal. You have no choice. Like here, it's like I can just like kind of keep it. You know what I'm saying? I can just kind of keep it to me. It's just me and Jesus just walking through life together. You know what I mean? And that's the thing is like, can you be an obedient, Great Commission fulfilling Christian anywhere? Because that's the thing I would argue. Like in America, you can't do that. You could do the whole, live comfortably and all that stuff, but like if you really doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like, you pray and I'm talking about like you really like doing it. Like you're really like meeting people and sharing Jesus. You're really doing it. Then like, no, you will. I mean, Jesus said you will experience persecution.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you're not, you are not living the Christian life, period. Right? So if your life is just nothing but comfort, nothing but ease, nothing but all this, you are not living the Christian life, period. There's no way that you are, because Jesus said that you will experience persecution. And I do believe that regardless, that is a timeless application culturally for every, it's relevant for every culture. Where if you were doing that, like, yeah, you're gonna experience some, not lashback. You're gonna feel some of that. You know what I mean? But no, I think true Christians will. I think true Christians will follow Jesus, even if they lose everything. Are churches raising disciples or consumers? That's a great question. I mean, I feel like that's fair. Yeah. And obviously, it's a broad brushstroke of, is every church doing this? Yeah. But I would say this in America, because I think it's fair to say this, dude. I mean, I genuinely do. Like, if our population is as Christian as statistics say it is, man, homelessness shouldn't be as rampant as it is, right? Divorce should not be as rampant as it is. Adultery certainly should not be as rampant as it is. All these different things shouldn't be as rampant as they are if we really are as Christian as we say that we are. And so you could say, well, either one, we're not as Christian as we say that we are, and all these people are actually lost and on their way to hell. Or two, now that we are Christian, we're just not discipling people that well. Like, we could be doing better with that. You see what I'm saying? But that's again, because you're like, well, I can speak for our church, and like, I think we make disciples. I can't speak for every church. You know what I mean? But you can, just statistically speaking. Like, dude, what's the statistics for Americans who say they're Christians? They look that up. Like, because if it's more than 20%, and we have the same like social ills that other countries do, where it's like 1% Christian, that's a problem. Period. That's a problem. Because I do believe that we as Christians should be impacting our communities, right? Like Cameron's House of Hope should be everywhere. Should be something like that everywhere, right? Where there's a Christian, there should be, you know what I mean? Like there should be these kinds of things taking place where we are meeting needs, and we are bringing light and hope, healing to our communities and such. And if we're not doing that, then could it be that we haven't been discipled to see that, that's what we're supposed to do? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I hope. Actually, I'm even going to ask if that makes sense. I know that makes sense. I know that makes sense.
That is a bunch of sense, and it's making it.
It makes sense.
This was in a 2023 Gallup poll. Mm-hmm. It said 68% identify with a Christian religion.
So there you go.
Including 33% who are Protestant.
In the United States?
In the United States. 22% Catholic, and 13% who identify with another Christian religion or simply identify as Christian.
That's crazy.
7% identify with non-Christian religion, including 2% are Jew.
Yeah. Well, if you got 68%, which I mean, it's we'll say that's charitable. Then transgenderism shouldn't even be a thought in our country.
But this is where,
you see what I'm saying? Like, if we're discipling people well,
and this is where this I was just pulled. This is just where it breaks down so quickly though. Like, I just scroll down one time. And this is 45% of Americans say religion is very important in their life, with another 26% saying it's fairly important, and 28% saying it's not very important.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like right there. It's like,
but that's what I'm saying is where we should be discipling people to see, this is of the utmost importance.
Yeah, it's pretty.
We should be discipling people to see, your daughter shouldn't be on the ball field on Sunday. Your daughter should be in church. You know what I mean? That's the discipleship dilemma.
Yeah, because we have discipled people that it's a personal relationship with Jesus that's not corporate. And those two don't exist in the same space.
See? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you also look at this listening to the question. Sometimes we can be guilty of coveting a different spiritual path instead of walking in obedience in the one we're on.
Yeah.
Some people want the flourishing, the prosperity, they want that ease and comfort, wealthy life, and they want to go that way. And some people like to bring up the suffering because they would like to be that martyr.
Yeah.
Because they believe if I can get in that path, then I'm really spiritual. Problem is, you're on the one you're in.
Yeah.
So how can you be faithful to be that Christian who loves Jesus and is present?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we talk about trying to be a type of Christian that we read about.
Yeah.
It's like, but no, you are the Christian you are.
Right.
And if you want to go into that context, buy a plane ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it.
And go for it.
I think more people should.
I think they should.
I genuinely
but
do.
a lot of people, though, really just want to talk about and gripe about the Christians who don't.
Yes.
And gripe that because we like to gripe about our family instead of encouraging our families.
And if you're, and this is the thing, like, because I would just say, like, if your Christianity isn't costing you something, you are not following Jesus. Period. Yeah. So, like, and that's the thing is, like, you can have the prosperity, the ease, the comfort, but at the end of the day, if your Christianity is not costing you something, right? I'm not saying that you got to. We're not talking about voluntary poverty.
No,
like that's what some people think that people when they say this, that's what some people assume you're suggesting. That's not what I don't think that's what the individual suggested. No. I think, but I'm just like if it doesn't cost you something, dude, you're not following Jesus.
Let's look at this. If you're in America and you are a Christian, you need to be prepared for where it may come from. For instance, if you're working at a spot and there comes a time when you stand for Christ versus capitulate to the other way, you need to be ready. This is everybody in education, healthcare. We need you to do this thing. Yeah. This is completely opposed to what Scripture says I'm supposed to do. If you don't do this thing, you're going to lose your job. Yeah. Are you ready? Yeah. Are you discipling and disciplining yourself to be ready for that moment? Are you disciplining yourself? Oh my goodness. You just said, are you disciplining yourself as a parent when your child who you love change their diapers, come home and say, I no longer follow Jesus? Mom and dad, if you love me, you will also not follow Jesus. Are you basically your following Jesus will cost you your child.
Yeah, it's going to cost you something.
Are you ready for that? Most people don't think about that.
Right.
So here's the deal. Or vice versa, student. When your parents show that they are sinners and they no longer walk with Jesus, are you going to jump on that train too? Right. Or will you basically say, I go with Jesus?
Yeah. Well, and it's simple things like, like, I mean, you've heard, I think, I can't remember if it was Preacher Mark, somebody recently, like in the past year or two, like, and let's just be honest, like, are you going to pay if you own a business, are you going to pay, like migrant workers?
That's a good point.
Less than you're going to pay your Caucasian employees? And the answer a lot of times is yes, I'm going
because I can get away with it.
And it's like, as a Christian, you shouldn't do that.
Nope.
So it'll cost you some profit margins. Like it's going to, if it doesn't cost you something, you're not, when you haven't been discipled to see that it's all invasive.
That's right.
Your Christianity.
And you don't here's the other part. Let's flip that on its head. You also don't trust that doing business according to godly principles
is the best way.
Actually going to be profitable.
It's the best way.
Trust it.
Yeah,
it's like,
the best way.
I trust it. it.
And in that, I think that's probably fair. I mean, just statistically speaking, if it is 68%, even if it's 50%, because I don't want to be like, well, it's because only 20% are actually born again. Yeah, that might be true, but like, let's just statistics. Hey, they say they follow Jesus. They say that. Okay. Out of that 50%, only 20% say that church is of the utmost importance. And they're like, well, then that means we did not disciple 30% to know it's of the utmost importance.
Or did we disciple them that it's a personal relationship instead of...
Exactly. I think it's important.
I like it. I'm with you.
That was good.
I feel like this episode, I think y'all been like pent up. It's like y'all talk.
Well, bro,
y'all talk more than me. Y'all talk more than me. I think this episode.
We're just trying to shut you up.
No, we're not. We're
not. I don't know.
We're not.
You have any more?
I have another one. What's the importance of expressing lament in your prayers?
Was this Luke Palmer?
No, this is.
Is Luke down and out? No. Luke, are you depressed?
Yeah. Luke did a great job at camp preaching. He did a great job,
dude.
Deuteronomy. So is it important to express lament in your prayers? What is lament?
I mean, the Psalms are full of them.
What is lament, Justin?
Can I give a Justin definition?
Yes.
While you look probably up actual articulate theological definition. I think a lament, I would say, is an honest expression. I hate to say of how one's feeling, but I think an honest expression of the emotions of one's soul. That's probably a good way to say it.
The depths of a person.
Yeah, it's an uncovering, right? It's like, God, this is how I feel right now. And it's a lot of times this frustration with lack of evidence of God moving in your life, lack of evidence of seeing anything really good happening. A lot of you see this in the Proverbs, even though the Proverbs aren't famous for lament, but it's like, why is the wicked prospering? It's like, man, why am I kind of to the high schooler? Like, why am I, or the businessman you just referenced, like, why am I trying to do this according to godly principles and my business is just staying flat? But then I know someone who's cheating people, paying people different, all these things, and it seems like he's killing it. Like, why? Lament would be that. But I think often, if not always in lament, there is an underlying, there's a foundation of trust of, God, I don't understand. God, I don't see your hand. I don't see what's going on. But there is, even if you don't feel it, there's a choosing to trust. Like, I trust that your word is going to be accomplished. I trust that your plan is happening. All these things like that. It's Psalm 42 and 43, man. Why, my soul, are you downcast? Why are you in turmoil within me? But I put my hope in God, and I will praise him, my Savior and my God. So what is it? What's the actual definition?
The actual definition, according to Google, is a passionate expression of grief or sorrow.
Yeah.
So expressing grief or sorrow,
and
as opposed to acting like it's not real.
Yes.
I think that's one of the coolest things, man, about the Psalms. Shout out to Mr. J. Smith. I've said this on the podcast before, but I think this is one of the coolest. Whenever students ask me, it's so funny. I get this question all the time, and I don't know if we just need to talk about it more or whatever. But it's like, people are like, I want to read the Bible, I just don't know where to start. And I'm like, just start, man. Like, just start. And if you're wondering that, I think I'm pretty sure I've said this on the podcast before, but it's have I done the Psalms thing with the day of the week? Or day of the month. Have I done this yet?
I think keep going.
Yeah, so it's like today is July 28th. We're recording this.
Yes, you have.
So read Psalm 28 and then add 30 to that. So then read Psalm 58, Psalm 88, Psalm 108, Psalm 138, right? And if you do that for a month, you'll read the entirety of the Psalms. And I think what's really cool is in doing that, I'm not going to say every day, but a lot of days you will read one Psalm where it's just like, dude, it's just like, I mean, last night at camp vibes, like just feeling it, bro. This is all these things. And then you'll literally get to the next Psalm 30 Psalms later, and it's like Psalm 42, why are you downcast on my soul? You know what I mean? And I think it's just really I don't know where I was going with that, or what, if you ask questions, but it's just cool where, like,
but isn't that that's our
going somewhere?
That's it. I think God handles it. I think God can handle that. He can handle both expressions of that. I think it's really just encouraging that, like, so much of our Bible, I say so much, a lot of our Bible in the Psalms is like, is men of God struggling with that?
Yeah,
I think
a
it's
whole
just
book called Lamentations.
It'd be really like, how frustrating would it be if, like, all of the Psalms were just like, oh, today's my best day ever, and God is so awesome, and I see His hand, and I like,
yay,
like, how
happy,
great,
clappy, happy.
It's like, thanks, but that doesn't help me when, like, I just got news that someone I love is dying. You know, like, that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of that. And I think it's cool that the Psalms are in.
Which is why I think we should sing more lamenting songs. I wish we had some to sing.
Yeah. Well, I think lament is good because it's like it shows that we don't bypass suffering, right? Yeah. And I think a lot of times we want to do that, where it's like, you know, we're like, all right, think about the bad. And it's like, forget the bad. Jesus. Yay. And it's like, like the Bible actually gives us, the Bible actually gives us permission to live in that sorrow.
It's really cool.
You know what I mean? And I think there's something to say that if you don't express lament, then you might not be feeling for other people. Because a lot of times it's like, I don't have, like, I mean, like, we do it every Monday morning in the office, like prayer needs. And it's just like, well, like, personally, I mean, you always pray for my relationship with Jesus, pray for my wife and kids that we would, but, like, there's nothing, like, pressing. But then it's like, well, but I know people, and if I'm just kind of going through my life not, necessarily, like, feeling for them, then that does. I think that inevitably hardens your heart a little bit. It really does. I think that
you just said something that I never thought until just now. Right now, it's like, so how do we even learn from our prayer requests for other people to say, help me to not just offer them as a request, but Lord, help me to hurt for them.
Yeah. Well, because then you're going to be moved to actually pray. Because how many times do you pray for somebody just one time?
That's a good question.
Right? They'd be like, "Yo, pray for this," and you're like, "All right, bet." And you pray one time, and it's because you didn't really allow yourself to hurt for them. And because if you allow yourself to hurt for them, you're like, oh, like, yeah, I'm probably gonna pray a little bit longer for that, a little bit more for that. Yeah, because it's in my heart now. Yeah, I think that makes a difference.
A good word. That's a good
yeah,
word.
well, if you stick around, Steve, you'll find that I got a lot of them. Hey, I'm gonna do a question because people.
What if we weren't done?
Oh, are we done?
No, we're done.
I was like, I thought we were. I thought we were finished. I totally thought we were finished. There's one question. We're not gonna be able to answer it. I'm so sorry, listener. It's about the lyrics of a song, and I should have probably sent this to you. I should have looked into it more before I answered it. But what we would have to analyze the lyrics to the song.
Well, I mean,
can we give us a song?
Okay. So thoughts on the lyrics of the song "Labor" by Paris Paloma.
Who the crap is Paris?
I know
Paloma?
a lot of women.
Sorry for saying
use this song.
My mom listens to this.
I know a lot of women use this song to inspire independency against abusers, but also against any view of submission. Is there any biblical truth to the song? How should we proceed with songs like this?
Who is Paris Paloma? Is that bad? I don't know Paris Paloma.
No, I don't think it's bad. I don't know Paris Paloma. Apparently, I looked up the song earlier. It's got like 31 million views.
Holy cow!
Or listens. So it's a big deal song. Like it is a popular song. Yeah, make that 314 million. 730,850 plays on Spotify. The artist has
don't look up the words on the screen.
The artist has 6.2 million monthly listeners.
I haven't seen anything that's nasty in the lyrics yet. So.
It was an F word.
Okay. Yeah, don't get it. Just a good point.
You don't want the F word to pop up on the screen, boys?
mean, I'd rather not.
Faith?
Got a lot of cussing today. I should have just read the lyrics because, like, listening to it, it was hard to, like, track everything.
I'm trying to read them fast, and it's hard for me to track everything.
And that's why I say to the listener, we'll get you next time. Can we just do that? Because it's going to be a lot. I feel like we need to dissect it more, probably.
But they asked the question about submission.
Yeah, a lot of women use this song and to hang on one moment. Hang on. A lot of women use the song to inspire independency against abusers. Okay? So a lot of women use the song to inspire independency against abusers, but also they use it to have any view against submission. Right? Because I think that the song is about abuse, somebody that relational abuse, either physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, all of the abuse.
Right.
And then the question is there any biblical truth to the song? How should we proceed with songs like this?
This is such a probably dumb thing to open my mouth when I don't even know who Paris Paloma is. I'm just going to say, like, let's not let Paris Paloma shape our theology, and let's not let her shape our views on women empowerment and submission. Like let's let the Word of God do that first.
Let's let Doug Wilson do it.
But I don't know. I remember shout out to John MacArthur.
Sure.
Let's let Johnny Mac do it.
Well, shout out to John MacArthur one time. He said someone asked the question on one of their stand-up things, and it was about Duck Dynasty, and I think Duck Dynasty is hilarious. And his answer is just like, I forgot what the question, but his answer is just like, I don't think we should let Duck Dynasty dictate our theology. Yeah. And even if they say a lot of good things, like I'm like when I'm thinking of like okay, how do I view this important thing? Like I'm gonna go to the local pastors at our church. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna preacher Mike, Pastor Ronnie. I'm gonna go to the local elders at our church. Right. And then
probably won't go to Ronnie, but Ronnie, I hope you're listening.
That's rough.
Love you.
Well, you're gonna get a text message if he does.
He's not gonna listen.
Yeah,
there's so much.
I should shut up because I don't even know who Paris Paloma is. I don't even know the song.
I got a sneaking suspicion. This is basically it feeds into it could feed into a false narrative that all men just want to suppress women.
Okay.
Okay, that's a lie.
It could be what the song.
That's a lie.
I see what you're saying.
Gosh, I love that we're debating this because I've not listened.
That is a lie. If that's what she's doing, that's a lie.
Yeah.
Because what that tends to do,
it's not
ladies,
all men. It's most men.
Because let me explain what that's going to do.
I'm getting Steve. I'm trying to get fired up.
Because this is what this does. Is this not true? Then what this does for the Christian young lady is it tells her to distrust every man. Now here's the deal.
Right.
The structure of the body of Christ is male headship.
Mm-hmm.
So then therefore this world is teaching
Something
you to
bigger
distrust every male in leadership.
That's right.
Ultimately your father, and then ultimately the male pastors who are over your soul. So then here's the deal. Guess what? They won.
Yes.
Because here's the deal, ladies, you should be able to go to your male pastors and seek spiritual guidance about submission. When they look at you and say, you need to submit to your husband, you need to say, thus saith the word of the Lord, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And this is why men, we should be examples of what it looks like to lovingly lead our wives.
That's exactly
because
right.
It is true. I think you're right. I think something bigger is going on.
There's something bigger going on.
Well, it's like the enemy attacks marriage so strongly because marriage is a picture of the love that God has for the church.
So let's not buy into that.
Right. Right.
Let's admit that we can be easily manipulated.
And I love the thought though, because the question was, is there any biblical truth to the song? And again, listener, I should have sent the lyrics to Justin and Steve. I should have looked at it. I listened to the song one time on the way to work this morning. I should have read it.
But here's the thing. If you're a young lady and you're being abused by a man, go to your father, go to your pastors, go to the authorities.
Yeah, 100%.
Quickly. Don't wait around and write a song about it. You go do it.
Right. And I think that it is good though to think like, is there any biblical truth to the song? Because I mean, here's the thing. We've said this before on the podcast. We don't believe that music is inherently bad, right? Now some songs obviously you shouldn't listen to, but I mean the reality is like as Christians we should be engaging culture. We should be engaging songs. We should be engaging movies. We should be engaging this stuff to where we are able to point out the flaws in the thinking of the people, right? We can't just be like, yeah, no, it's all bad. God's against it. I'm against it. We can't do that, right?
And I also want to help my sisters realize that even though you may be a victim of a situation, you don't have to be a victim your whole life.
Right.
The Bible tells us what we are to do in situations where there's abuse, harm, or anything. Here's what we do. Yeah. And I think those are vitally important. Yeah. And you need to be able. And here's the thing. The body of Christ needs to be a place where you can bring your pain, your struggles, and...
Yeah. And the body of Christ needs to be a place which we haven't been. Now, not our church. Other churches, we do not handle abuse well. We tend to hide abuse. We don't tend to expose it. We tend to cover it. We tend to hide it. Lest reproach be brought upon the name of an individual, whoever it is. And we might be thinking, the three of us in this room, thinking of specific individuals. There's a whole slew of people that we could think of. And I think as the body of Christ, we should do a better job of exposing that to where, women do feel like, okay, I can trust these people. You know what I'm saying? Because I do think that we're not to blame. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that, like, we can do things differently to encourage women to want to, like, really, trust a body of believers, to trust God. If the men of the church are being godly men, women have nothing to worry about. Period. They should full trust, full confidence in these men.
Yeah, but you can't blame every man for the actions of one.
Exactly.
Be wise enough to realize that sometimes that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You paint with a broad brush when you should just say it's that joker right there.
Yeah, broad brush strokes are never good. In any capacity, you know what I mean? Right.
Because it can be used as a temptation to distrust all men, which is exactly what the enemy wants us to do.
Yeah, and then
Justin's being quiet on purpose. These boys.
I just think it's so funny. We don't know the song at all.
We have no idea. We have no idea the song.
I was gonna say again, don't let Paris Paloma dictate your. I do think that's I've said this at our ladies' night before. And I said it at guys' night too. I think that's and I think this is a problem in Christian circle too, man. And when I say Christian circles, like people that we know, like we know they're Christians, and we've seen, I don't know, like whether that be influencers, whether that be musicians or whatever. And it's like if you ask a student, like, hey man, like who inspires you? Like who do you see and you look up to them as a role model or an inspiration? It's like if you rattle off 3 podcast hosts or musicians before you say, man, there's a life group leader that I have that's following Jesus, or my parent, or something. Point. It's like, man, if you're rattling off people that you don't even know before you're rattling off people that you actually can like sit down and have a breakfast with or something, like I think that's a problem. And so like that's and I don't know. I think we as a church need to do a better job of like older generations calling out the younger, leading the younger generation, being an example. That's why I love our life group leaders so much, exactly right? But yeah, that would be my just challenge is like that's cool, man. When someone writes a song or they like inspires you, and I'm not saying it's bad to have Christian role models in that way, or even someone that's secular to say like I'm sure if we thought long enough, there could be a person that's like a secular artist or movie. Yeah. It's like, man, there's some real Christian themes in there. You could do a series called At the Movies and point them out. You know what I'm saying? But
love At the Movies. We're gonna do it At the Movies and Young Adults. Justin's gonna lead the first 2.
That's right.
I'm gonna do Harry Potter. That's what I'm gonna do first.
I love it. Why not?
Hey, Harry spoiler: Harry dies and resurrects to be Voldemort.
Come on, that sounds like a.
That's what I'm saying. Thing. Okay. Anyway, let's keep
on.
Spoiler
alert! You did just spoil everything. If people
that was a major spoiler. Yes, it was. Okay. I mean, you got more? You done?
I have one more.
I'll do another
one
serious
more
one.
Sarcastic.
After. I have 2 more serious ones, but
go for them.
We've answered it a lot.
Do a fun one.
I got 2 fun ones at the end. After the second coming of Jesus, will the believers live in the new heaven or on the new earth? If the new earth, will they specifically live in the new Jerusalem?
Steve?
Oh, I don't know yet.
Find out when we get there, or what do you mean you don't know yet?
No, it's just there's a lot. Go, it's fun. Keep going. So come on, Bradley. You think clearly about these things.
No, I don't. I am the least worried about eschatology Christian you've ever met.
You really are. It's almost concerning. It's almost concerning. It's on one hand inspiring. On the other hand, it's encouraging.
I'm going to die one day.
I think it's
what it's going to be.
Will believers live in the new heaven or on the new earth? I mean, y'all talking about.
It's all going to be one.
Yes.
I think it's
yes. It's going to be one. Yes.
I think we have 2.
Is there a distinction? Why not?
And that's where I don't. Well, that's where I don't know if there is. That's where I like okay, like I look and
I'm gonna go to the heavenly city.
I'm gonna try to find out the Bible Project video that did this. They did a cool video on this one time of like we think of heaven and earth as 2 separate things.
Yes.
And yes, but Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 doesn't really paint that picture.
That's right.
Like heaven and earth are, it's one, right? Yep. God's presence is there. Yep. It's perfect. All of these things. Like heaven is quite literally on earth, touching earth. All of these things. Obviously,
the question is then what is heaven?
Yes, but so sin obviously separates that, right? Sin separates that,
right?
And then you have these moments.
Kicked out of heaven.
You have these moments where Jesus comes, right? And and even they even paint, I think it's really cool. And they paint for real, like they paint this picture of the tabernacle, of the temple, which I think is really cool. Where in a sense God is bringing heaven to earth. He's bringing His presence to earth. I think in the new heaven and new earth, it's yes, like that.
Yeah, it comes down. It comes down.
Yeah, I think
the heavenly city comes.
So will
down.
we live in the new heaven or new earth? I think that's one.
And within the following question,
in my understanding, that's one and the same.
But the following question was what? Will we live in the city?
Which Revelation 22 says a new Jerusalem. 21 says a new Jerusalem. Yeah. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah. Well, and that's what. So, because I'm of the opinion that, and again, if heaven is just us singing all the time, I don't want to go.
That's so bad.
I really don't.
You should not say it that way. Though.
But it sounds awful.
I know what you mean, but you don't got to say it that way.
Literally, so just imagine doing that right now. Do you really want that?
If it's in the presence of Jesus, yes.
Okay, so you would just literally.
I'm not gonna lie.
No. So
I think you joke about that too flippantly.
I might.
But
listen,
I'm actually being.
But here's what I mean by that. So would you?
I'm not kidding. I mean,
but that's not what you were created for.
I agree.
You weren't because you're in the presence of Jesus on a Sunday morning. Do you just want to do that every single day, all day?
I agree with you, but if that is what it is, then it's going to be
and multiply. And so I don't believe heaven is this we're all just going to be worshiping. We're going to be worshiping. We're going to be working in heaven.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you.
We're going to be building.
No, but I'm not disagreeing with you. But like, if we are singing for and I mean, time. What is time and eternity? Like all this stuff
doesn't exist.
But I don't think we should treat flippantly the idea of someone who's like, like, man, I can't wait to worship. And I know we can disciple someone through. And it's like, man, I think it's more than singing.
Yeah.
But like, I do think we dismissively joke about that too much.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying I know we're going to be doing that. I'm saying if that's all we're doing,
and
if
I'm saying
it's literally just this, we're just sitting around singing all day. That's not, because that's not what it is.
You've been?
No, but that's not it. No, I haven't been.
No, listen. I am saying,
but that's not. That wasn't God when God created
dude.
things.
I'm with you, and I don't think it is either.
He's just saying the flippancy of I don't want to go if it's all singing. Like,
I don't think we should joke about that.
If we literally are in the presence of Jesus and He says for all eternity, this means we're going to sing. You're going to love it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
No, I hear what you're saying, and maybe I'm too flippant, but I'm saying, but that's not what it's going to be.
Right.
And so what I'm trying to say is like when people think that that's what it's going to be, I'm trying to get you to see that, dude, that's not it.
Right.
That's not what it's going to be. Like, it was the original goal before the fall was to expand, was to build, right? And that's always been, so literally, like I heard one person describe it like this, it will be this never-ending expansion of the kingdom of God. Yeah. That's what heaven is.
I had a sweet thought.
This never-ending, and to me that sounds a lot better than just, because to me the whole singing thing is just the whole, it's the harps, it's sitting on the clouds, it's doing that.
But the singing is the culture of the expansion. Basically,
singing is the heart.
Exactly right. Because as you expand,
I'm with that.
songs
I'm not against
come.
the singing.
And so here's the thing. And so this is where divine, wonderful, supernatural, spiritual speculation can happen. We know right now, from what we know, this is totally off the wall. This is where I have fun, by the way. We have galaxy upon galaxies. For what reason? I think it has a lot to do with what you just said.
Yeah. It's this never-ending expansion.
Exploration.
Why
exactly.
not?
And that's what,
Because I've said this before. The only thing that keeps us from exploring those things now is we will die in about 80 years.
Yeah.
When death is no more, have fun, Bubba.
Well, that's what I had this, to me, this thought was, to all the guys that I've helped prepare sermons this year, this is what a great example of like what you can say versus what you have to say. Because I had a great thought. We preached from Revelation 21 and 22 the last night of camp. And I had an amazing thought that didn't make it in the sermon, but it blessed me so much. Is like I just Googled it real quick.
Room floor.
Well, on Revelation 21, the word gates is mentioned 11 times. Okay, or in reference to the New Jerusalem, right? This is like it has gates, right? And it says they'll never be shut; they'll be open. Okay, so let's just go have this thought. If that means you have the New Jerusalem coming down, let's just picture it as literally as we can. And I know, but if there really is the New Jerusalem's coming down and there's gates that will never be shut, that means that there's something outside of the gates.
Exactly.
That's right.
Which is awesome. That like there is something outside there, this new earth that we get to explore and we get to live in.
Which is crazy because that means I have no problem with we may exist and be able to go through the gates often.
Oh, I think we will.
And I think
which is awesome. Like
so will we live in that city? I don't know. You might be called in the new heavens and the new earth and eternity to have a place in the city, but that's okay.
Or maybe you want to go on a camping trip one weekend
go.
and or a long weekend in heaven, and you want to go out and like just explore.
Or
like,
you'll
maybe
be like Brad. You want to sing the songs of the city.
I hope.
You go into the
I have a prayer request. I hope that the Lord just anoints him with the amazing gift in heaven, and his job is to sing for all of eternity.
I'd do it. I would do it. I would do it.
I hope he has to sing.
Right
or
now,
not sing. Run the PowerPoint slides. He has to listen to everyone singing
and he'll
for the rest
he
of his
is not
life.
in hell. He is in
right
heaven.
now I would do so begrudgingly, but on that day, it would not be begrudgingly.
Sing that bridge another 3 times.
I mean? It would be joyfully.
I love it.
It would be a joyful
But the
thing.
thing is, I think this is the part. This is the part of eschatology that I think is beautiful. We should keep our mind on that reality is a real thing.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: our life now is in the hope that that's a real thing.
Well, and you know, because a lot of people say like, let's get it back to Eden. Let's get it back to Eden. And if that's what it is, Adam and Eve weren't singing songs all day.
They
You know
were
what I'm
working.
saying?
They were serving.
Exactly. So
they were
that's why I say that. That's why I say. I think that's why I say it so strongly. Is because to get people like, dude, that's not what it is.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right. And it's a thing because the other part is that Jesus is king now and the kingdom is here now, and so there's something to right now in that eternal realm that I think exists.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm with you. I do. Yeah. I'm with you.
We're not just waiting for an escape hatch to get out of here to go to that realm.
Right.
We're actually in the kingdom now. because he's king.
He's building it now. Yeah. The last one I had, I know I feel bad when we always do this, but we've done this before. Is thoughts on Calvinism?
He was a brother. We'll sing with him in heaven.
Oh,
we'll sing with him in heaven.
Yeah, but he won't be using instruments though. Not unless they were mentioned in the Bible.
That's okay.
Dude, this was hilarious.
He'll be looking at the Bible.
I hope this is okay. I hope it's okay to joke about it. And I think it's okay to joke about it because I really do believe John MacArthur would joke about it. Some of the memes, some of them crossed too far. I will say they definitely crossed too far. But some of the memes about like when John MacArthur sees like a Pentecostal in heaven or something, like, it was so funny. It was really, really funny. I think he would laugh at those too, though.
I think he would hug him just like he would if he ran into him at the mall.
I would hope he would.
Shake his hand.
Yeah, I mean.
So what's the question about Calvin?
They said thoughts.
I don't know Calvin.
I would ask someone
thoughts on Calvin.
I would say we've talked about that enough. We're gonna record again another month from now. Let's get a more specific, pointed question because we've rambled about that before, and so I don't know if we've ever said that before, but let's get if that's okay. I don't remember who asked this legitimately, so I don't mind saying it as bad. But we've talked about that in another episode.
My thoughts on it is you need to educate yourself.
Yeah, you
don't because a lot of people think Calvinism is 5 points of Calvinism, and it's far more.
Yeah, because I don't
far
even,
more.
But it is that. I mean, it is that.
Oh, that's it. But that's not even. That's the one thing that everybody who's not a Calvinist would get hung up on.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it, and that's why I would say this is what Scott Thompson at Fruitland. He told us, he's like, look, dude, if you guys want to sit here and debate this stuff, he's like, before you debate it, how about you read the Institutes of the Christian Religion?
Mm-hmm.
How about you do that, and then how about you actually read St. Augustine's works? How about you do that too? Because he was actually prior to Calvin saying what Calvin said.
And if you read that stuff, and I haven't read a lot of it, you're like, I like this. This is good stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, what he's saying is. And so that's like my thoughts on Calvin, dude. My thoughts don't matter. How about you read it? How about you seek to understand it? And here's what you're gonna find. You probably ain't gonna want to because there's a lot. You've seen the Institutes? I've read it. It's this freaking big.
I haven't read all. You've read them all?
I have. I've read the whole thing.
Awesome.
I didn't read the portions on Lord's Supper and baptism because I know I disagreed with them.
Okay.
You know, I was like. Yeah, we don't.
I love his honesty, man. It's like, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
It's like this. I don't want to see another way that might make sense.
Yeah. I like being a Baptist, okay? You know what I mean? That's pretty good. I like that.
I see your point.
Yeah,
I don't agree with you, but
don't show me how right you are, all right? You know what I mean?
Don't
I want to hear that right now.
Don't show me that you can defend yourself.
yeah, please.
I love it.
For the love of everything, don't do that.
I love it. Yes, that's a good word for that part. I don't remember. I read them who it was, but look into it a little bit. And when you have a more pointed question, then ask.
Yeah,
but we talked about that before, so go back to the old episode.
Yeah,
You got any more?
I had one more. One more.
Well, this is the sarcastic one, isn't it?
No, there's the sarcastic one was how do I deal with hair loss? And it was somebody.
Gracefully,
it was somebody who has a full head of hair, and I feel like they're asking us because ours isn't as full as it once was.
Who cares, man?
And so how do I deal with hair loss? Listen, you, person who asked the question, don't seem like you're going to have to deal with it from my perspective. And if you do, and you begin to, just come find one of us, and we'll walk you through it.
We'll walk you through
like I'm dealing with hair.
Do you think before? do you think we'll find? Speaking of that, do you think we'll ever find? This is a
cure for hair loss. Is that what
basically, do you think we'll be able to find something that'll allow us to grow our hair back one day?
Probably.
Why not?
Dude, if you rub enough of the right stuff on that noggin, dude, you're gonna have something grow.
It's true. It could be. I did have one more question.
Okay.
How do you share? Because it segues into something that Brad does that I really appreciate. How do you share the gospel with a non-believer in a non-complicated way?
In a non-complicated way.
Did you just think of this?
No, this is the last question from the guys. I wanted to be faithful to.
How do you share the gospel with a non-believer in a non-complicated way? Non-complicated way.
How do you share that good news message and not be too complicated? I guess it means don't be too churchies. I guess a bunch of.
I mean, I don't want to just like go back to what we were talking, but I feel like and if y'all disagree, that's fine. I feel like when we answer the question how to handle tough spiritual conversations, I feel like you kind of got there of like what's a really non-complicated way.
Yeah.
As you're talking to this person and this person. If you're asking questions and they're revealing areas of brokenness or areas of just confusion, like, man, why is this happening in the world? Why is this whatever? It's like use that moment to say like, bro, can I tell you how the gospel answers that?
Yeah.
And can I tell you why? Because sin affects everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's an answer to sin.
Yeah, and that's what I would say that like every. Okay, maybe I'm trying to figure out how to be careful saying it. There are elements to every gospel presentation that you need to have, right? But you don't need to like do that every time. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes full sense. In my brain it does, because I'm just thinking like for one, Tim Keller did this like masterfully. It's the contextualization of the gospel. It's figuring out how would you share the gospel most effectively with a person who is in jail. I would likely say something about how Jesus came to set us free, right? Mm-hmm. How would I, share the gospel with somebody who is beyond wealthy? I would likely do something about how, like, man, there's a greater treasure. You know what I mean? How would I share the gospel with somebody? And it would be different for how I would share it in different situations. Does that make sense? So what I would say is you need to do it in the easiest way to do so in a non-complicated way is to get to know the person well enough and to then be able, and not just get to know the person well enough, but get to understand the gospel well enough that you'll see how it applies in 1,000 different situations.
You just said something that's huge. So basically, do we swim and realize the gospel transforms us every single day and everything we think about? Because when you do that, you're able to do what you just said.
Right.
Is see the context of sin, the brokenness in the world, the beauty of God's creation, and adoring that. And everybody has a point where they adore God's creation. Everybody does.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And a need for redemption and a fix. Everybody wants a fix.
Yes.
Everybody wants a hero. Let me tell you about the hero.
That's exactly right.
And there it is, and all that stuff.
At the movies, everybody likes superheroes.
Yeah,
come on. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
it's because we all long for the one
this
hero.
conversation,
exactly
and he's right there ready to hear the gospel. Hey, don't stop. We're going to go watch Iron Man.
And then let me tell you about how Jesus is the true and better Iron Man.
That's so true. But I wanted to
when
say
Dr. Strange looked at him and said, "There's only one way."
That's exactly right.
Jesus was the one.
Because here's the thing I love about even the way you do baptism is you call people to talk about, have you put your faith according to the scriptures? Yeah. I think that's so cool. I think that Alvin yesterday at church, he said, "What do you do to be saved?" He said, "Man, let me just lay out boom, 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 boom from what the Bible's like." That's so easy, so simple.
Yeah.
What, Justin?
I'm just like myself. What? I'm sorry. I just totally envision like sitting in Starbucks and this serious conversation. Hang on.
Let me pull this.
Hey, what are you doing for the next 3 hours?
hey, I got my Netflix app right here. We're gonna watch this video. Put this earbud in. Put this earbud in.
Yeah. You don't want to miss this.
You don't want to miss this. This is my favorite part.
It's all simple ways. I love when I share the gospel with little kids. I think it's cool. I think we use
kid. If you don't get right,
oh man, it is my nerves. I'll brag on. Hopefully, I can use this because I think, man, like clearly the Holy Spirit answered a prayer that I had here. I was so nervous, man, like a month ago at VBS when I was sharing the gospel on Wednesday night. Because I do. It's so funny. People ask me all the time, like, "Do you get nervous preaching?" I'm like, no, I really don't. But like when those kids, for some reason, I was nervous, and I was just like, because and it's like I trust obviously God's sovereignty and trust all these things, but you want to explain it well, and you want to make sure when you're inviting someone into that, you're doing it right. And it was so cool. And I think we use the phrase, we say it in church world a lot of like, just find where the Lord's working and jump in with them. You ever heard someone say that, like find where God's doing something? And I think there's an element to that in sharing the gospel of like, when you ask questions, you'll see where like a part of their heart is working. And it was so cool. I think this was a great idea. I was praying on this right before, I'm literally 5 minutes before I go up, 10 minutes. I was like, Lord, how do I start this? Because it was kind of like this weird transition into sharing the gospel or invited people to follow Jesus. And what was so cool was Donna, who was doing the gospel stuff or whatever, she asked, there was like an illustration she had to do to show, and she asked these people, she asked the kids, she's like, who wants to be a part? And every kid raised their hand. And she said, okay, I got it. And she picked one kid, and that kid came out, and all these other kids like, oh, bummer. And I really, I don't say this lightly, I really do believe the Holy Spirit just brought peace. And I was like, that's it.
There it is.
And I got up and I said, guys, can I tell you good news? I said a ton of y'all were just disappointed because like you didn't get picked or whatever. I said, you know the Bible says whoever calls on the name of the Lord, they'll be saved. Yep. And I was like, and you don't have to worry about, hey, like did he raise my hand before me? It's like, no, if you call his name. And it's just, I think moments like that, it's like, that's simple, good. But it's like it was just, and I really like praised the Lord for that in that moment. So I was like, that was it. Yeah. And I think and I don't do that great all the time, goodness gracious, but I think that was
You don't have to back out of it, Justin. That was awesome.
But it's just a good.
Did you see him back out?
Well, I mean, but I don't though. There's oftentimes
I
leave a conversation and I'm like, man, there was a window there and I missed it.
Yeah.
And but it is cool when it's like you're in a conversation and you see the Lord open the window. It's like,
well, I think we've been cool. So like Evangelism Explosion is very helpful. And Romans Road to Salvation, like all these things are helpful tools that seek to provide clarity, but we might treat them as though if we miss a certain verse in the Romans Road to Salvation that we messed up.
Yes.
But if you look at like the book of Acts, when Paul's preaching in random places, he's not thinking, okay, I got to get them from here. You know what I mean? He just takes where they are, and then he applies the gospel to the situation. And I think a lot of times that's it. I mean, I really do think that's it. And just looking for ways that it makes sense to the people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're, people aren't, you talk about you're going to die one day. And it's like, some people, they don't even think about that. No, and telling them about that isn't going to make them think about that.
And we all know that. We all know that.
It's not really effective with like, now this like in moments, is it with high schoolers of like, say tragically someone passes away, death is on your mind, right?
Right.
But like I've definitely found that with the high schoolers, like they ain't thinking about death right now.
Nope. But what makes more sense for a high schooler is like, look, you don't want to work your whole life achieving something.
Yeah.
That you're going to stand before God one day and it's useless.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about a better way.
That's what I found.
Let me tell you about it. You know what I mean?
That
like,
was,
and it applies. And it hits different.
That was what
say.
night 3 of camp. That's what I've found that of like, and this works really good with juniors and seniors. Like, bro, like if you work your whole high school to achieve some level of popularity, bro, you about to go to NC State, you about to go to Chapel Hill.
Nobody knows you.
No one knows you. No one cares who you are.
Yeah,
it's like, so like you just worked for all that, for it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Question?
Yeah, one question was how do you discern God's calling when you're uncertain about your future? How do you discern God's calling when you are uncertain about your future?
How do you discern God's calling when you're uncertain about your future?
I think what has God clearly said to do, so do that, i.e. Ephesians 4, no, not Ephesians 4, 1 Thessalonians 3 or 4, be holy, it's God's will for your life, so be set apart, like do I'm saying all that, say like, do the simple things that God has called you to do, walk in obedience in those ways.
Yeah.
I think if you're unsure about a future, it's like have people around you, like we talked about this before, but like have mentors in your life. Again, this we're going back to like this where it's important to have like actual mentors, not influencers. I'm not saying influencers are bad, but to have mentors where like,
that's a good point.
Man, they can speak in your life and say, hey, this is where it seems like you're gifted, this is where it seems like it is, and you're all the while you're praying through this process. And then I think it's kind of what we were talking about the other day. Me, Steve, and Tim were talking about it. Like I feel like so much of ministry when like decisions come up that have to be made, you pray, you seek counsel, you make the decision, and you hope. And you just hope like, all right, I trust, Lord. I did what I think your words called me to do, and I tried to walk in obedience, and I sought counsel, and I prayed about it. Where would you give me peace? And I trust it's going to work out. And I think there's a real element to that.
Yep. And I think there's also an element that when you do that, just go do it. And here's the thing. After a while, after you realize that there's no sin in that and you're not being a lazy bum and you're really and you don't like it, you're like, you know what, do something else. And I think that when we clearly say, God, I think your word lays out what your will for my living is and how I should live. Yeah. I think you'll actually figure out what the calling was when you look back and realize what he's brought you through and taken you through and where you are. Instead of saying, I got to find out what that thing is 10 years from now, you're not even promised tomorrow. So it's pretty, I mean, you know what I mean? And I don't say that to be flippant, to diss that question.
Yeah, it's easy to say it on the hindsight of it.
Yeah, because sometimes I have known people, maybe I've even been guilty of this. I'm so busy consumed with what I'm going to do 10 years from now, really and truly, it just helps me have an excuse not to really be present today. Yeah. And being, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It sounds kind of funny when I look back on my life, and I hope this isn't like a cheapening of like what really happened, but I look back, and I'm speaking just in terms of like ministry and like quote unquote career. Honestly, man, maybe this is bad. There's only
Brad will let you know if it's
there's only been
I will.
Like 2 major standing at the threshold of this, and I'm like, okay, am I going to do this or am I not?
Yeah.
And one was when I just surrendered to a call to ministry. Just like, okay, am I really like? Is this what I'm pursuing? It was that. Yeah. And then the other was frankly when I came here to main campus, because I love where I was at East Campus, and it was not an easy decision. That was it. Like every so much of what else I look back on was just like, hey, here's a little step of obedience. I'm gonna try to be faithful and do it.
It's almost like the path has been paved for you, Justin.
Makes sense. That kind of is.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you just get to
no, but it has been.
You get to walk in it. You get to walk in it.
I'm saying the Lord is paid.
You get to walk in it, which is really cool.
Yeah, but
isn't that great?
So then the other question would be, because what we end up doing is we teach that even when you walk with the Lord, you could miss His path. You can't miss His path.
No, I don't like
Relax,
the whole.
y'all.
I'm not a huge, and I get what people are saying. The whole you're out of God's will.
Stop.
I've heard people say that. The only thing that I would say if you're outside of God's will is if you're not living a holy life as a Christian.
You know
right?
you're out of God's will.
But yeah, it's like I don't like that whole like you can miss it. You can miss it.
Stop that.
Which
I
is
don't know.
crazy.
I will say, like, to play devil's advocate, I think there is a tension.
Yeah.
Because I do agree with you. But like, and it's funny, the verse, I use this one a lot, but the verse that I always look at is Esther 4, where everyone always quotes for such a time as this, right?
Yeah.
But it's right before that Mordecai tells Esther, if you don't do anything, God is going to deliver His people.
Yeah.
So God's will, yes, is going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yeah.
But this is crazy, right? I think God desires to use Esther.
Oh, He does.
He's placed her there.
Yeah.
And so this is what I would say is if, and this is hypotheticals, but if she chose not to step by faith in that obedience,
that's right.
She is missing something.
Sure.
Right? And that's where I know it's a potential hypothetical.
Well, I flip it to Jonah, where Jonah clearly doesn't do what God wants him to do, and he actually goes on a boat, and people on that boat actually get saved. And not only that, but Jesus, thousands some odd years later, is actually like, yo, that whole thing with Jonah,
that's the sign you need.
That's the sign of
Which
me.
Is wild.
So it's like Jonah, the whole time, it appeared as though Jonah was not doing what he was supposed to be doing in the quotes will of God.
Yeah.
And the whole time, Jesus, the Word Himself, says this word with Jonah was actually about me.
Yeah.
Before, and so Jesus would say, before Jonah was even born, that was what Jonah was supposed to do. Because that was the Word.
Which is crazy.
That was the Word that became flesh that spoke that word about Jonah. The never change. If the word changes, then possibly, if it unveils over time, which it does not. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now I'm not a big fan of that. But I love, Steve, I love what you told me years ago. Just try everything.
Just go get it.
Just try everything. Do everything you can. And if you suck at it, dude, just know that you suck at it. You can't do it. If you're good at it but you don't like it, just know that this could be an option.
That's right.
But it may not be what you really want to do.
Yeah. That's
right.
You know what I mean? And then also know that if you don't have an opportunity to do it, it's probably because God don't want you to
Trust
do
the
it.
Lord.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get bitter. Don't get bitter, baby. Don't get bitter.
Yeah, that's right.
He give you a lot of stuff to do.
That's right.
Are you done?
I'm done.
All right. Steve, Brad, or Justin, who could survive on an island by themselves?
Steve.
I mean, we all know it's Steve.
It ain't me.
That's whoever asked that question.
Unless the island is like Sea Island or something. You know what I mean? I could survive down there by myself. We're talking about stranded island? Nah.
Whoever asked that question, they might not be a faithful listener because I think the answer is obvious on that one.
For real.
This is a great one to end on. I'm excited about this one. And the guy who asked this, we don't normally drop the names of listeners. Shout out to Ashley Hill, life group leader at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Ashley loves the podcast, faithful listener.
Thank you, Ashley.
He texted me. He said just finished watching a 2015 Panthers get together. RIP 2015 Panthers. What a year. He said, I thought of a potential podcast question. What is the player with the coolest nickname, current or former? And he said, I love how you answered it. Mine would be Walter Payton's Sweetness. So what's the coolest nickname for a player, current or former?
Man, there's something about the bus.
Jerome Bettis.
Jerome Bettis. The bus, because he was a bus, man.
I'm going to Google real quick, best sports nickname.
Or Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Perry.
I love, man. I mean, this is the Cardinal fan in me. Like, I love Albert Pujols being the machine because he was. Like, his first 10 years in so they have 100 best athletes. This is according to Fox Sports. They have number 10 is William Perry, the Refrigerator Perry. Number 9 is Jerome Bettis, the bus. Number 8 is Walter Payton, Sweetness. Wayne Gretzky's the great one.
Yeah.
Calvin
I mean, that's like almost like That's almost too much.
Calvin Johnson, Megatron. That's
He
a great.
was Megatron,
Megatron's a
dude.
great.
That's
You
good.
know, it's a great nickname. If like I can remember sitting at a lunch table,
Yes.
not calling him Calvin Johnson.
Because
We
he's
called him
Megatron.
Megatron. You know what I'm saying? Big Papi. That's a great one. David Ortiz.
That is a good
Big Papi. Air Jordan, obviously. Jerry West, the logo. That's a good one. Prime Time.
Prime Time is great.
God.
That's great because when you think,
Irvin Johnson, Magic.
yeah.
Yeah. The Greek Freak, Giannis. That's a good one.
I like it with the way that you just said it, where if I had an entire conversation and didn't refer to the individual by their actual name, and everybody knew who I was talking
That's
about.
pretty good.
I think that should be the measure of the nickname.
Could
I mean, the only one on that list is Megatron or Magic.
Yeah,
I mean,
Magic. That's true because a lot of people talk about
Magic.
Allen Iverson, the answer. I love that one. Paul Pierce, the truth. I hate that nickname for Paul Pierce. There've been way better ball players than Paul Pierce. The truth. Do you like Paul Pierce as the truth? You like that?
I mean, yeah, why not?
I just Paul Pierce annoys me. Shaquille
Jeez.
Diesel.
Shaq.
It's a good one.
Big Diesel.
Big D's.
George Herman Ruth, Babe. That's Babe's not his name. Great Bambino.
That's true.
Oh, Kobe Bryant, Black Mamba. That's a great nickname.
So true.
That's a great nickname.
Which was a good one because he looked like it on the court managers.
Yeah, Black Mamba.
Yeah, he did though. Yeah, that's true.
I got it. I mean, the Cardinal fan in me, I got to go the Machine.
Yeah.
Or the Wizard, Ozzie Smith.
Which is-
Johnny Football. That's a good one.
Johnny Football is a good one.
This is good.
I don't know.
They got LeBron
Steve
at
Senior?
63 King James. That's hilarious.
Womp, womp,
Someone at Fox Sports hates
Stop
LeBron.
making memes about me.
Someone at Fox Sports hates LeBron. We're gonna put him at 63.
Stop making memes about
You
me.
telling me? Hey, you tell me LeBron? And so LeBron is 63. King James number 62 is Christian Okoye, who's called the Nigerian Nightmare. Tell me King James not a better nickname than the Nigerian.
No,
Nightmare?
Nigerian Nightmare's kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, the name
That's kind of
is-
dope.
No, the
But
name
I have no
is-
idea who that
That's
is.
what I'm saying.
I don't know
My
this guy,
goodness.
but
I don't want to see him
Nigerian
coming out of-
Nightmare is kind of sick.
Nope.
Dwayne Wade called the Flash. That was good. Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Leonard. That's a
Sugar
great one.
Ray. Sugar Ray.
Pac-Man Jones, Adam Jones, Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Tiger is technically.
Tiger
nickname.
Woods.
Yeah, Magic is tough because that's just like means he's Magic.
He's
No,
just-
I don't even. People don't call him his name.
No, nobody does. I've not heard.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot his name wasn't Magic.
Well, and like Tiger, it was
This is-
Eldrick Tiger Woods.
Eldrick Tiger Woods.
So it wasn't like a nickname bequeathed upon him.
No, it
This
was
was
kind of
like
his-
it was part of.
Man, he's scary.
But Magic was probably bequeathed. I'm interested to know the story of Magic's nickname.
Yeah.
Was he always Magic Johnson?
I don't know. I think
Because because it's so ingrained in my mind that like from when he was 2, he was called Magic, but it may not have been that way. It might have been once he became.
I'm not gonna, I think
superstar
my
that he was
answer
Magic.
is going to be one that I did not think it was going to be. I think it's Megatron because I'm trying to talk like if I'm talking to Crosby one day about studs, I'm like dude,
Megatron.
there was this kid named Calvin Johnson. We called him Megatron. I'm thinking of that immediately because he was a freak of nature. Like
I'm just going Johnny Football because I like Johnny.
You
Magic.
do
Because I'd
love
also
Johnny
say this,
Football.
man. I'd also say this: if I could look
I
like a
never-
person in a football uniform, it'd be Megatron. That
Yeah.
Joker just filled up a uniform.
Yeah, he was a
There's
man. He was a man.
like all of these artistic renderings of people in football uniforms. They use Megatron's body.
You know what I don't understand? There needs to be a study done on this. How on earth did Georgia Tech, that runs the triple option,
Yes.
how on earth did they get Calvin Johnson, Megatron, and Demarius Thomas?
There's something to it.
How'd that happen?
It's called
Like that's 2 stud receivers. They got recruited to go to a college. They don't throw the
they
football.
don't throw the football. But
That,
when
that
they
is
throw it,
always
but if they throw it,
that's
it's gonna be
always
completed.
that's always
They'll catch
baffled me.
They're
I
gonna
never
catch it.
understood
It's
that.
gonna
Throw
be
it my
open.
way. I'm
Man, I
catching it.
did. Let's get a little Panther talk in. Oh, I did need to read something else before we're done.
Panther talk.
I did. The Charlotte Observer released a documentary. They should have done it in a podcast form because it's just a video interviews. But it's of the 2015 Panthers, and it's like different talking heads telling that story.
Oh man,
Oh man, what a year!
that was a good year.
I want to read some receipts.
Justin told me about this. It's
Come
coming my
on.
way.
I
It's
just
coming my
would
way.
like a follow up.
Now, let me
I'm not
quite sure what
interject
this
when you
means.
go to them. Okay.
I
I need to interject.
Yeah, it's really short. This is
Okay.
just our last
You made it sound like it
podcast.
was a lot.
No, our last podcast recorded. I just want to give you room to comment. If you want to
Yeah, I
comment.
would love to.
So this is really just about Brad. I like
this is
I know what this is, but I don't know exactly what he's
April
gonna say, but I
April
know what this
10th.
is.
We recorded our last podcast. That was before the Masters. we were talking about what needed to happen next, and Brad was talking about how Scottie won another Masters.
Needed to win another.
So
major.
This quote is Scottie's only won the Masters. He's never won another major and all this stuff. He also said, in quote, Scottie might not win. He said Scottie might not win this year, just for the people. He won the Masters. He won the PGA. He won the Open. And he's won 2 other times. So he's won 4 times since April 10th. We've not recorded a podcast
he is the GOAT.
Since April 10th. Scottie Scheffler's won 4 times in 2 majors. Brad, would you like to comment on where Scottie is?
He's
amazing.
He's not fun to watch, as he's always been. He's just not. But he's dominant. He's dominant. We talked about this in your office, I believe.
We did. I promise we do work for people.
Scottie is in dominant form. The rest of the golf game, I don't know what people are doing. I legitimately don't.
They're falling apart.
They're shaking in their boots.
Yeah. And I'm not. I see why. But the only reason why I see why is because of the numbers that he puts up.
It's nuts.
Not because of his presence, because he doesn't have that like Tiger had the presence of like fear and trembling were in people's bones.
Yes.
But Scottie, he doesn't impose that upon you.
It's this fear of like he's about to beat me and he's gonna just shake my hand afterwards.
This is so.
Yeah. No,
because Tiger did. I had a
Scottie winning PGA in the Open was
bump
big.
Him for you, big for you.
It bumped him for me. I've said it before. I'm still not a Scottie fan.
You just want him to be more intimidating. You want him to be bigger. You want him to be
but it's what we said before. Like who I like guy like and Scottie could grow on me. He could. I like guys either with an edge.
I got you.
So like Johnny Football, Baker Mayfield when he was at Oklahoma.
Yep.
Loved that, right? I like the cockiness. I like the show me something. You're an entertainer. Entertain me. Ooh. Scottie entertains no one.
Zero.
I'll push back on that because I think it is sick. If actually for people watching that don't even care about golf, it would probably be worth their time to just Google Scottie Scheffler press conference. This will come up for Scottie on Tuesday.
Yeah,
to go on this 5-minute rant of man, I want to win, but I don't really know why because like I just win and then 5 minutes later I'm like, what's for dinner that night? And it's like this is just not the thing that fulfills me the most in life and all that stuff. Yeah. To say that on Tuesday. And then beat the brakes off of everybody. That is sick.
Well, beat the brakes.
That's hilarious.
But we got to pump.
That's so funny.
I'm gonna pump the brakes.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna pump the brakes for the beat the brakes off of everybody because and
he was up by 7 on Sunday.
I know, but he didn't win by 7.
But he's okay.
But it's because this is what happens is, and it was Shane Lowry, and this is credit to him for the interview where they asked him. They were like, "How do you feel like when you see Scottie?" They're like Scottie's running laps around everybody. He's about to lap the whole field, and Shane Lowry was like, "I don't call winning by 4 lapping the field."
I don't see Shane Lowry winning by 4.
I know, but like that, but see, that's because you're a Scottie fan is why you're saying that. Because here's the reality: 4 strokes is 1 stroke a day. So when you put it in that perspective, dude, it's like, it's easily. What I'm trying to say is either. Guys will figure it out, and they'll eventually they'll hopefully.
They're sure of their game.
Just so for me, I'm like, dude,
save 1 stroke.
Because Scottie's not the problem. It's the rest of golf. It's like, dude, is there that much of a clear separation? And you're obviously gonna say, well, yeah. And it's like, well, but how? Is what I'm because it's like they're all the same. What is separating him other than the hand of God? Is I genuinely think there's got to be something to that, right? I mean, just in my mind, because like there's nothing special. Like when you look at him, you're like, dude looks like he's 45 and he's 29.
Are you serious?
He's 29, dude.
Dude does not look great, right? Like there's nothing about him that says superstar, that says the one. There's no the great one. There's no Gretzky in Scottie. No, but dude, it's just a reality. I'm looking at it. He doesn't look great, but I'm looking at it from the entertainment perspective, like because you do think just entertainment specifically with golf. You think of guys like Tiger Woods. You think of guys even like Bubba Watson, just crazy swing, but like doing crazy stuff with his swing.
Love it. Yep.
Scottie's got a crazy swing, but he's not like hitting just mega fades and all kinds of crazy nonsense, right? So he's not doing all that. He's definitely dominant. I told you in the office, he's either going to do one of two things that would make me a fan of Scottie. He's either he's gonna run away with the record. He's going to beat Jack's major record by at least 3, right? Or
that's an insane take.
To me, the most beautiful thing. And I've said this.
Is get arrested before a major?
This will not. This will not happen. This will not happen. This will not happen. But what I would love more than anything, Justin, you already know where I'm going.
What?
I would love nothing more than for Scottie Scheffler to win the U.S. Open and retire. Seriously, I think that would be
like, I'm done, guys.
That would be.
I'm going home to raise my children.
To me, that would be so awesome. It would, because to me, he is. For those of you who don't know golf,
show it's not the most important thing.
He is Bobby Jones. He is Bobby Jones.
Ooh.
Bobby Jones, though, we didn't see video of. Bobby Jones is one of my athletic heroes, right? But we don't have we don't have because here's why.
That is a great
because point. Here's why. I never saw videos.
I got you. You might. Oh, I see.
But Bobby Jones also, but he did do he did these he would do educational golf instruction videos with elite actors. He would do exhibition matches with Walter Hagen and stuff like that, to where it was there was a bit of a showman side to him. And for Scottie, I
just think it's sick of I'm not gonna do commercials. I'm not gonna use TGL thing. I'm just gonna hang out with Meredith and put my son down to bed and then beat y'all by 4 at the major. I think that's sick.
I think that's cool. I think that's cool. I don't think it's not entertaining. It's cool, but it's not entertaining.
I think winning's entertaining.
Yeah, but I think the marketing angle is somebody in corporate at the PGA is going, can Bryson DeChambeau just take off for a while?
Yeah.
Because there's so many people who love or hate him, but that's a marketing ploy. Here's the deal. People just don't like Scottie because he's boring, but you kind of like him. He's a great guy.
That's what. Well, that's. I watched Scott Van Pelt the other day. Just talking about if you don't like Scottie because he's boring, that's on you. And I'm fully it's on me.
It's on me.
But I could care less. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Do you want me to just start liking
fake
somebody?
It's
you know what I mean. You want me to fake it?
No,
dude, I'm not gonna do that. I don't like watching him win.
It does surprise me. The golf purist in you, because to me, because people always talk about what is Scottie's what's a signature shot he has or something like that, and I'm a signature shot is when I was watching on Sunday at the Open, and hole after hole, group after group on 17, they were bailing left or they're trying to take on that green, they're coming up a short right, and then Scottie gets up and just hits a rope of a 4-iron. It was 248 yards, and he hits it to 15 feet in the middle of the green, and I'm like. That's why he is him right now. Yeah. 10 groups just came through, and none of them could do that. And I think that's where that's it. I'm not saying that to try to paint you. I think it is funny to me about, because I love how a golf purist you are. And I mean, dude, it was just I texted you on the Saturday. I was it's dude is just a pin high machine, man, and it's so impressive. And I don't know, it's nuts. I hope he goes off. He's going off. I hope he continues. He's doing stuff.
I want to see other people get it, because it is, to me, it's it's astonishing, particularly the whole when he gets up there and he does do the interview. This doesn't fulfill me. If that doesn't fire up everybody else, then I'm okay. Then let. Long live, okay? Because this is stupid. It's really? You guys are going to let this guy tell you what you're striving your whole life for. You want one of the trophies he has, and he's over here saying, yeah, I'll auction them off when it's all said and done. I could care less about any of this stuff. And you're over here but Scottie keeps winning. It's no, man the freak up, win a golf tournament.
That's right.
Put Scottie in
I think they are. I think it's just it seems like
they don't have it.
It just seems there's guys just
right
talking right now, and it's
they don't have it.
Yeah, that dude's just better.
They don't have it.
And that's what I think is cool. Is when Tiger was doing Tiger stuff. It's I mean, obviously that was not and I could remember it. It's just there was just this awareness of that dude's different.
He is
and
different.
I think with Scottie right now.
But I would also say this: there's probably a discipline to Scottie. I'm just.
That's what it is. Oh,
there's a discipline that he's I know I cannot make this my life. So when I open my mouth, I have to say this because I don't want to be that.
Yeah, and I do love too. I told you this the other day, and I really got to go. I got to pick up my kids. But I did love, and I remember I told him this when Tiger won the Masters in 2019. It was 2019 he won, right? When that is like his epic comeback. I remember watching with my dad, and I remember noting it in the moment. I was like, he has not thrown one fist bump yet.
Nope.
He's not hardly smiled. Even when he missed, Tiger missed that right to left putt on 18, and he was getting ready for, like, I wish he'd have made it because it looked like this mega fist bump was coming. And he missed it, and he did the epic flow, though he flipped his putter, caught it, whatever. No smile, nothing. He's got a 6-inch putt to win the Masters for this amazing moment. Still has not smiled. And when he made that putt, and I guess I'm glad he missed it because it was cool to watch. Like, he just made this putt, and this emotion just comes out, right? And, like, I kind of love that about Scottie, where I'm like, man, when I see him on Sunday at the Open, it's like, dude, you got a 7-shot lead on number 8, and you look like you just playing on a Thursday.
That's right.
And like, I think there's something like amazing. I get in my head when I'm about to shoot 79, and like he's doing this, and then like, but at the Open the other day when he won, it's like there is this like outburst of like, I mean, just like screams. Yeah, and is it as epic as the way Tiger would do it? Like, no, sure, but there is something about it. I do kind of love that. Yeah, man, I'm just playing golf, and then but when the moment does and that putt does fall, it's like, okay, emotion does. I think that's kind of cool. But I do love. It doesn't really fulfill me. I'm gonna go beat y'all by 4.
People got to get better, man. They got to get better.
Hey, thanks for listening.
Thank you guys for listening. Love y'all. Bye.